You know what time it is when you hit them horns. I gotta let you know where you at all times. You understand me?
A corner like thousands of others across the country. It's the place to go if you want to be seen, and to a lot of folks, it's the information center of the neighborhood.
Our job is to spark somebody else
you already know.
us. We might not be the ones, but let's not be selfish, and because we're not going to change the world, let's not talk about how we should change. Funk is in the bag, and the bag is the bass, and the bass never change. It's a groove. As soon as you hear that groove, I know I got you.
Hey, episode 54. I want to welcome you to the Corner Convo. At all times, I got to tell you who I am. My name is AMON. Say what you want, just spell my name right. You heard?
I'm one of the baddest motherfuckers of all time. One of the best singers, one of the best looking motherfuckers you've ever seen. Oh, my great bitch.
Next up, we got, damn, damn. He's not the rookie no more, man.
No sophomore slump happening either.
Hold on, man. Hold on. I gotta get my boy right.
Oh. It's just enough that people know that you know I go where I need to go to get it done. If you push my button, there's no telling what I may do. Stab you, choke you, bite you. I mean, whatever it takes to make a motherfucker stop existing, I would do that.
And somehow, man, this next man up, man, he's graduated to the A mic, man, because he is the African genius. So let me go ahead and show him some motherfucking love.
I'm an African genius. So from now on, you will refer to me as the African genius. I'm an African genius. I'm an African genius. So from now on, you will refer to me as the African genius. I'm an African genius. I'm an African genius. So from now on, you will refer to me as the African genius.
Yeah, we laugh behind that shit every rep.
What happened to the fuck while we were just laughing about that shit though? What happened? Did you just do that out the blue?
Me?
Yeah, how that clip first came to be.
Oh, no, what happened was he was on location way across the earth somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere
right?
we can't travel to, right? We can't
and
go.
I'm pretty sure
he didn't like. No, it is. If you don't stop disrespecting me in public, man, this shit has to stop. Now, he was on the other side of the earth doing some shit he ain't had no business doing. Right?
So that sounds true.
And he was like, "Oh, I need a new intro." So I gave him the new intro.
None of this is correct.
He like, nah, man, I'm the African genius.
That's not what happened.
You got to do this.
I was at my house.
You were not at your house.
I was.
It's documented. Right?
I don't know.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. Anyway,
there are receipts though, so yeah.
Made up all
somebody's got to be right, somebody's got to be wrong.
Well, look, before we even start, I want to get this real clear. I know people gonna look at my shirt like, man, what the hell going on here? You got on American flag?
No, sir.
What kind of anti-Juneteenth nigga is you?
That boy stood up for the shirt.
Got to see the whole words, right? Look, you can't see. Get closer.
Trust issues. That's hard. That's dope.
That's pretty dope.
Had to do that at the top of the show, man.
Who you stealing from?
I got an image out here. Actually, I got it from Silver Room, man. I don't know who the artist is who put it together, but I got it from Silver Room.
We'll find out, man. Shout out to Eric.
All day.
Let's start here, man. As usual, man. How was your week?
Oh,
Shit was dope, man. It was dope. You know why? Because I ain't got to go to work for the next week, or the week after that, or the week after that, or the week after that. This motherfucker.
That boy's seasoned.
He got police officers get 30 days of vacation.
It's how you pimp it. You talking to the officer that does his best not to go to work.
Yeah, I'm aware of that.
not to go to the gig. I want to protect and serve virtually. You know what I'm saying? That's never a thing.
That's gangster.
That way, like it ain't nothing. But it's crazy because the last day I haven't worked so hard this year like I have in the past 2 weeks from the illegal PR festival that they had. Yeah, it's okay. We mix like a bad boy. You know what I'm saying? And the last 2 days, everybody wanted to show their ass, but the worst part of it was I had to go sit on the crime scene, man, like at 3:30 in the morning, and I got trapped in my car by another officer who was talking to me, passing me very pertinent information. When I tell you, it smelled like a little man was shitting this dude's mouth when he was talking to me. You know, and I don't care. I put him on blast. Bro, I tried to roll my window up. I tried to do everything. And I said this on social media. I say, man, that man breath stank so bad, had my fucking throat hurting.
Oh.
It was awful, man.
What's his name? Hey, what's his name?
Janas. Janice is his last name. I will never forget that.
Your breath stinks.
You don't forget being traumatized.
Your breath
like that,
stinks.
Terrifying.
Get your shit together. Gingivitis, get it together, man. Figure that shit out.
I don't know what it is, man. Hey, but he was smiling the whole time talking. I'm like, this is, in the words of McKinday, this is not all good.
This is not all good.
Was it coming around and through and out the mask?
The window was open on my side, and my partner one was open. She was traveling through it about 40 miles an hour, smacking the shit out of me.
That's a virus.
40 miles an hour.
Smacking the shit out of me.
That boy say he got the new strain.
Yeah, that nigga got the variant right in his mouth. Get your life together, man.
Y'all on one day, huh? Okay.
Yeah, man. Fuck it. We here, man.
Oh,
How was your week, brother?
Man, you already know how I do, man. And obviously because it was a holiday weekend, there was a lot more to do, man. But I will say this, man. What I learned about myself this weekend, that I have some dope ass friends, man. People invited me to some dope shit, man. Niggas, my boy Fur, y'all know, we call him Goose. He does boat rentals out from Pier 31. He's got him and a couple of his homeboys. So, man, I rented the boat, went out, did that, did the after party vibe. Got a buddy, Blake. I'm going to shout you out, Blake, HP Blake. If you know him.
Blake, what up?
You know him, you already know.
Griffin.
Had his annual party in the backyard. It was epic. Bounced around with my brother, and and the family. Been a good weekend, man. Shit, got to get ready to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't have a month off.
He's becoming a staple.
Yeah, no, he's back.
Oh,
he's
well,
back.
He's
He's back.
I won't share his personal information, but yeah, that's the thing.
Wait,
That's
so
definitely a
you
thing.
pronounce your guy's name Negus, right?
Well, Negus is how
Negus?
they say it in Jamaica. He's
Okay, how do they say it here?
we call him Negus.
I had a whole argument with somebody that
Oscar
he works
Negus?
out of his gym.
Yeah.
So
Final 10. Yeah.
So she's not wrong and I'm not wrong.
No, we called him. I mean, it's just like my name, and like people say McKinday because it just rolls smoother in the American dialect,
Makinde.
right? But the way you actually say it is Makinde.
Right.
Oh man, bro. Speaking of which, I had a chance. Big
Why
dumbass
you gonna put a whole
elbows,
glass on
man.
his ass next time, bro?
You lose 5 pounds off your fucking.
That's how you know. That's how you know I beat your little ass. Too.
Okay, we gonna see real fast. We see real fast. No,
Oh, shit.
so
We got a referee.
that just brought this one thing, though, bro. Last week, I got to judge this Maker's Mark cocktail contest, right?
Yeah.
And that's what kicked off the week. What's crazy is the Uber driver that took me there, bro. He saw my name. This happens if you got a Nigerian name and you take Uber, I know this happens to you every time, especially if you look like me. I get in the car, he was like, "You are Makinde." You are Makinde. And this happens to me every time. When I see the name pop up and it's like Ade Bola, I'm like, oh shit. I gotta go through the same shit every time. So I'm sitting in the back. No,
the boy got his own money,
bro. So we get. I do the whole spiel, like, yeah, my parents, they taught African culture, they raised us like that, blah, blah, blah. He just ear to ear smiling the whole time. He keep looking back like he's still in disbelief, bro. We get to the joint. I pull out and I say, "Oh, Dabo."
You do what?
Which is like, oh, okay.
Oh, Dabo.
I pop out of the car.
Okay, there you go. Well, a super
So we get to the joint. I pop out of the back seats with the door handle. I don't even know what other words to use now.
That's it.
And I say, "Oh, Dabo," which means goodbye. And he goes, "Oh my God, you have made my day. Oh, I've made my day, my kingdom." I was like, and that's when that scene in Coming to America when
washroom.
the whole thing flashed through my mind, bro. But I swear to God, anybody else with Nigerian names, I know you can attest to that. Especially when people see me, them cats go crazy. Like, no, this cannot be your name. Your mother, father, they're Nigerian.
Not you. Not you.
From,
That's funny as hell.
Have a weekend, man. It was beautiful weather too.
Sound like you had a blast.
Oh, and shout out to my brother Eldridge as well, man. Eldridge out of the Delta hosted the family yesterday, man. We had a phenomenal time, just rooftop cigars, man. He always puts out the best spread, man. And
At
shout
some
out to
point, I'm
his
gonna make
son
one of them
for his
shits.
4th birthday. Yeah.
At some point, shout out to you, Eldridge.
I can see why people look at your social media story and think your life is 25 hours a day,
I
8 days a week.
intentionally didn't put none of this shit on the
7 days a year.
story this weekend. I said this weekend,
man.
I'm gonna just enjoy this shit. This ain't for them. This ain't for the social media.
You have to be stingy with your life.
No,
Let's be clear.
not even that, man. To be honest with you,
I'm on that.
I'm gonna say this from some real shit though. Part of it is
No
because
one needs
what
to
I
know
recognize
anything.
is when I'm posting shit on my story, you know what you have a natural propensity to want to do? Go look back to see
6'4"
who's watching your
propensity.
story. right?
No, you got to not give a fuck, bro.
Right. So my thing
school.
is what tends to happen for me is that I post shit. I'm like, oh man, I had a dope story this weekend. Let me go back and now watch the shit. And there's something about that I realize is like a subtle addiction in social media. So I was like, I'm gonna not post it. And because I haven't posted nothing in my story, I haven't even really been on social media all weekend. I just been in the moment present.
Amon says he don't do that, and you don't. Granted, you don't. But you go give your 2-hour live. You go just rewind. You run down everything you did. You know what I'm saying?
The live go crazy, man. That's because people actually enjoy hearing me talk. I don't know why, because I'm dumb as shit.
I mean, that makes two of us,
right? But you know, sometimes I talk some shit and it makes sense to people, so I'm okay with that.
No, you be on point, dog. I enjoy watching your lives, man. I ain't gonna front because you let people get their jokes off.
I just listen, man. I do not watch your lives, but as soon as I see it go on, I flip. I'm not watching with.
That's not even important. What is important, man? I thought about this last week, and I said, "Damn, I never have anything to say about how my week went." And I tried to document it, like, okay, Monday I did this, Tuesday I did it, like for real shit.
Diary now,
yeah, real shit, right? Shit's fucked up, right? And guess what?
Today right. You know what I mean? Movies go.
Diarrhea and Frank ass nigga. You know what I mean? But what I did, I documented it, man, and it was nothing exciting there. I was at work, being a public servant, and giving way more hours than I actually wanted to. And that was my week. You know what I mean? Now the next coming week, this week coming up, it's birthday time.
Oh, that's right.
It's cancer season.
Yeah. What you like, 47?
No, I'm 32 actually.
Okay.
Yeah, 32.
Add or read.
At all. At all. I can't do none of that shit.
That boy sound 32.
Yeah, man. You know, in my mind, fuck you mean? I can still cross over. I can still footwork. You know what I mean? All that.
We gotta figure out something to do.
Only when you're intoxicated, though.
Only when I'm intoxicated.
I tell you what, this might be my last week, my last year doing fireworks, though.
No, it should be. You should have stopped. You should have stopped when your parents told you
2 hours of my life yesterday. You know, I even bought my son. You know, everybody knows my son deals with what he deals with. You know, he accepts his challenges. He thrives through them. But usually every year he runs from the shit. This year he ran toward. I'm looking like, fam, you don't get me killed by your OG, bro.
He ran what?
He's running toward the fireworks this year. Instead of running away. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking like, nah, I ain't trying to die, fam.
Yeah, no.
But these fireworks hit me in my head, my stomach, my back. It's like, I can't say that. Yeah, it was fucked up. It was fucked up, man.
My stomach,
nah,
my
man.
head, my
the
back.
one thing about the fireworks thing, man, is I just feel like there should be some kind of like I feel the same way about like gun sales in a lot of ways. Like, and we're gonna talk a little bit about this when we talk about censorship, right? But it's like this idea, man, that anybody can just be sending up. I mean, these are literally sticks of dynamite, bro.
Facts.
And so anybody can just pull up and just start throwing random dynamite.
I don't see what the fuck you get out of watching some shit blow up.
The noise. Like, now I will say the ones that do all the sparkly thing, those ain't the ones that sound like Fallujah though. Bro. Those go.
They got something close. They call them like barely legal.
But the ones that's that
TNT. Like
bang, like at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, you got car alarms going off, and you on 63rd and King Drive.
While we here,
good.
I thought that was part of the point for us fighting for Juneteenth and having your president sign off on Juneteenth.
He said y'all president.
Don't celebrate.
Not his president, y'all president.
That y'all don't celebrate.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
Man, you gotta let everybody live their own life though, dog. You know what I'm saying? I do. You know, I wake up black. I love my black. I love y'all black. You know what I'm saying? But if, like me and my family, if your family has celebrated the 4th, not for the Hallmark credit they give it, but because everybody's all
because it gets family
y'all get
together.
To see each other. You know what I'm saying? Eat, drink, be merry.
That's fine.
That's Thanksgiving, Christmas are the same for me. I don't celebrate the holiday. It's about the family. But here's my question though. As an officer, and
don't call us for no fucking fireworks, man. Stop calling us for firework calls on the 4th weekend.
Well, but that's what I was about to ask.
Call us on the 3rd,
but wait.
You know what the fuck it is.
But see, here's the question though, my dude. On 63rd and Cottage, I'm telling you,
move around south there.
My question is not even about the phone calls. My question is like, as an officer, let's just say you on patrol, you posted somewhere, you hear boom, 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 boom. You don't know whether on a regular day, your general idea is probably, let me go see what's happening around there. Like that was a lot, right? On this day, it could be booming, going everywhere. You're not moving, are you? You just posted.
Let me tell you what I'm going to do when that shit happen.
Nothing.
Same, right?
Exactly.
That's it, bro.
Exactly.
All
right,
I hate that shit.
We ain't gonna stay there too long, man. But I have to give myself kudos, and because Kende has consistently made a campaign against why I talk about this dude so much.
I never said that. I never.
No, it's documented.
I've actually
it's
always
documented.
supported it. It was Dion that hated it.
No. It was you.
It was not. I always said he's.
Don't worry about it. It's documented. That's why this shit is great.
He about let him get.
That's why this shit is great. So again,
y'all had this argument before.
No.
Again,
just watch.
I love Master P.
See,
right?
You on his payroll, dog.
Exactly.
You on his fucking payroll, bro.
No.
He's the one hating.
Yeah,
I'm not a hater, I'm just
y'all
acknowledging the
cousins. Y'all cousins. We have to talk about
That
this.
is-
We're
that
gonna
is
do
true now. That's true.
another show about y'all. But right, I say that to say this, right? When I was bringing up Black excellence, and this is what I put in the show run, so we can always highlight our Black people that are doing excellent
Facts,
things,
right.
right?
Facts.
Because Black excellence isn't just the month of February; it's year round, 24/7, right? 365
All day.
This man has actually been doing it. Like, fuck his music, right?
I ain't shit. I like some of that too.
I'm cool on that.
What's wrong with y'all?
But beyond that, he is making moves. And when he said his sons will be the next to get paid in college, his sons will go to a HBCU.
Because it's trending now too. Don't worry.
He was ahead of the curve.
He was. Yeah, he been.
He
That
was.
trend has started, bro. It has
That's
started.
fine. But guess what? And I
hot
said
now. It's a
this.
hot
I
topic
said
now.
if his sons go, they will. Well, if he can convince his sons to
fuck
go.
Deion Sanders, huh? And his
No,
kids.
It's not. It's
no,
not.
about
You
that.
don't have to be
It's not
one or
about
the
that.
other.
I'm not making nobody shoot, but he did it first. So
He
let's
did it
not act
first,
like
right?
He originated that.
If you ain't first, you last. You know what I mean? Ricky
Y'all
Bobby
just
said
had
that
three
shit.
different
No
conversations.
words.
Right. All right. Now, anyway, I say all that to say this because Pritzker just officially signed off for athletes to
How
get
you
paid.
say his name?
Pritzker, Prancer, Dancer, like whatever your governor name is here in Illinois. Governor Pritzker. Okay, Prickly.
I gotta say his name now.
I don't give a fuck.
It up now.
You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck.
Pritzker.
It's Pritzker.
Pritzker.
That's what I said. That's what I said, man. Fuck out of here. All right. Anyway, so
Oh, just mad it came off clean wrong.
the best part about that is he just got his son a $2 million endorsement deal as a freshman at an HBCU.
Facts, man. Big time. Big time.
Come on,
That's
man.
pretty cool.
Come on, man.
Big time up to PR.
Yeah. Come on, man.
I mean, you a D1 athlete, so you know you would have been.
Come on, man.
You would have been on that if you had the opportunity.
Yeah, you know.
Pause.
But my dad is not Percy Miller. And best believe that he got that $2 million deal because of who his dad
Oh,
is.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
No
So
question.
I don't want that fooling D1 athletes.
No,
like,
but
hey, we gonna go get paid.
No,
Fam,
there's
we got
four
per diem
other-
back then.
No, there's 4 other athletes that I forgot their names because they're not as popular.
They are that good, though.
But no. There's one cat that got an endorsement deal with I forget what school he's at. ESPN did like a quick flash of it's like 4 or 5 other college athletes in different sports, D1 sports, that all got endorsement deals or licensing deals in that same week. I think this is like the first week
the
where
most
they can
lucrative?
announce them legally, huh?
Who's the most lucrative right now?
Well,
though?
P.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, this how proud
Look.
P is of what he done, and this is and arrogance is not a bad thing. This is how arrogant P is. He named that boy Hersey Miller.
Yeah, exactly.
Hersey Miller. Hey, fuck
Yeah.
it. We're gonna drop the P and put an H there.
Hey,
I
man.
love me.
No, I
I love that. And he talking about being a head coach. He got enough power to make it happen.
We're gonna have to draw the line
I
somewhere.
mean, I
bro.
don't know if he got all the basketball games in the world.
I'm not drawing a line, bro. You're talking about a man who actually played at Houston University, right? With
Are
the
you
Fly
really
Summer
about to
Jam.
do a master
No,
P
but no, but
basketball
don't-
game?
He on contract,
Bro,
dog.
do not discredit what this man has
Nobody
done.
is.
Nobody
You know what I'm
is,
saying?
man.
No, you are.
It's just funny though.
No.
You don't listen well, man. I'm saying
I don't.
exactly
Listening
that
is a skill, and I
this
hate
dude
it.
is
Don't
amazing.
listen well.
This dude is amazing. I've supported every business decision he's. I mean, put it like this.
Except the No Limit Records, because y'all put out an album a week for 3 straight years, bro. By the same.
That was also
producers.
brilliant at the time. That was
It
that was the first.
Every beat was the same.
That set in motion the mixtape culture
facts.
that took hip hop to another level. He was at the very beginning of that because it was an every week thing.
We
Across
had
the world.
Sox Park Mob was already out before that. Y'all remember
Who the
them
hell
mixtapes?
is that? Anyway,
This is how you met Triple
Point
Darkness
is-
and Snipers. That's how you met them in Chicago.
I bet the niggas don't know
I'm
that
talking
Lamb.
I'm talking about musically.
I'm talking about
and
artists that
fucking-
No,
we
that
don't
Lamb.
talk about today.
You don't talk
But-
about that?
No.
Hey, he don't mean that, y'all. Please don't come hurt him, right?
You so West Side.
He don't mean that.
But to finish my point, what I'm saying is his entrepreneurial focus is what matters.
Yes.
The fact that he's always focused on
absolutely.
us. The cereal, the cornflakes, who cares? When Romeo popped into the
snack
Bow Wow
wraps
and
and
the,
all that.
and the
We got
Soulja
rap
Boy
noodles, right?
thing.
Instead of ramen, he got rap noodles.
I don't know.
exactly,
He got rap noodles.
Whatever
He
it
do.
is, who cares if anybody buys it?
sells.
At the end of the day, he's constantly in a lane of developing business, and yes, for his family, for their generations, as well as his community.
Generational wealth.
He never hear me say a bad word about Pete.
And his son, with that money, his son said that they're going to do two things, I believe, that are tax write-offs, but it's smart because it passes the business acumen along. If you pay attention, you learn how to do it. He's a basketball.
Acumen.
It's like three points, but it's not big words.
Like word.
Fucking a basketball camp in the summer for athletes of that caliber and school supplies every year.
No,
So, cool.
No, man, them solid brothers, man.
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna let these jokes off though.
All right, so I do have to ask you this, right? Rules are in place for a reason.
Facts.
Are we in agreement with that?
Sometimes.
I mean, yeah, I don't know about
Sometimes. Depending on how old the
depending
rules
on
are.
what rules we talking about and
Now,
what the reason.
rules are there. The reason may be what we question.
Now, some people may say, man,
Free her.
right. Some people may say, hey, man, rules are in place for the young lady that tested positive for drugs. The
Sha'carri Richardson.
Oh, Sha'carri.
Sha'carri Richardson.
Yeah.
Washington.
Washington Richardson.
Washington.
Sure.
I don't.
Washington.
I don't
Okay.
know.
All right. Sorry, Sha'carri.
She got a marijuana suspension. My thing is this, right? Marijuana is legal in, I believe, 39 states and still growing.
Yeah.
Marijuana does not enhance your ability to perform. If you
As a track athlete, yes.
as a track athlete,
There's no athlete,
as-
really.
no, like, yeah, you can't just,
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Some people might
If
disagree.
you have nerves, they calm you.
weed is a
Right,
downer though,
right,
right? Weed is a downer.
Yeah, it's not like gonna
It's
yeah.
not HGH. It's not steroids. It's not those.
It doesn't enhance.
It doesn't
anything.
enhance anything, right? So they suspend this young lady,
30
and
days.
I believe as of yesterday or maybe even this morning, she's taking 30 days suspension, so she still may be able to run in the Olympics.
Hopefully.
For in the relay. I mean, I'll say this, obviously, like it is very unfortunate that anytime and you know what's funny is I feel like I said that, I don't know if it was to y'all or it was to my brother, but I was saying once that story broke, that she had broke the record and everything, the first thing popped in my mind was Marion Jones. And I was like, man, I hope to God they don't, you know what I'm saying, like hit her with she's been juicing and this, that, or the other. So when it hit,
Right.
I was just like, here we go again. Now, when I saw it was marijuana and I saw that her mom had died,
And I'm sorry, it is Richardson. Excuse me.
Yep. Yeah, he was. We know.
No. Washington was in whatever.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Kerry Washington, closer. Whatever her name is. What's her name? Olivia. Pope.
Olivia fucking
There you
Pope. Yeah. Sorry.
He just got quiet.
Sorry. I was reading some shit. You know, I got the wrong information. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna say who.
Yes. So, no, really, man. I think
Telemundo.
I think it's very unfortunate, man, that like when a black, particularly it seems like a black female athlete, like they seem to get the minute they do something excellent, right?
Yeah.
There's an immediate target on their back from everybody, and people don't stop until they find something. Even with Simone Biles, right? When she put the goat on her joint, you know what I'm talking about? Like, wasn't that Simone, right? When she put the goat on her joint, they people made that a thing. Like, who gives up? Like, you know what I'm saying? I just don't understand, man. It's such an unfortunate thing that black women who achieve athletically and in other spaces as well, but definitely in athletics, apparently, there's just like a huge target on their back, man. As far as the weed thing, dude, I definitely feel like Michael Phelps he got a couple of stories written about him. They talked about possibly having consequences when he admitted to smoking weed, right? But that was it. This has been a whole campaign to say, no, she can't run. She can't do all this other stuff. I'm going to commend her, though, because on some real stuff, she didn't back off. She was like, look, I did what I did. You know what I'm saying? My mom's passed. Like, I'm not finna complain. I'm not finna blame nobody. Like, it is what it is. Y'all can't take the fact that I'm the fastest woman on the planet and you know the weed.
Off the weed. Now here's the crazy part. There is a young lady that runs for, is that Nibia, right? Christine Mwamba. You know, she's from your tribe.
That's funny.
Right?
Boma.
Yeah,
the
okay.
M is silent in the phone.
Okay. And
And
then
it's Nambia. Is the name of the
okay.
African country.
And then there was also Brianna McNeil, who was also targeted, and she was only pregnant. And they said that her testosterone levels were too high, right? So they'll find a reason to get us up out of here because we are the most dominant species on the planet.
We bring facts on too, dog. You got to bring facts with it. You know what I'm saying? With Miss McNeil, allegedly she was home and the dope agency came to do the test and she wouldn't open the door.
Oh, so they automatically disqualified.
I mean, it's kind of fun. It looks suspicious.
Well, you have to do random tests though.
Yeah. I mean, and then, you know, when they looked at her records, they noticed discrepancies of what she said to actually what was. But it goes to y'all point though, because they gonna reach, find, and dig when it comes. It seems like come down to our sisters running and competing because they ragged on
number one podcast.
I was
Flojo.
Yes,
because you know, beautiful, gorgeous, great at what she does.
Fingernails, hair nails done. You know what I mean?
Jones, like they all got smoked, man.
But back to these rules, though, man. They in place. Our question now is what we should be questioning is how archaic are these rules, and are they still helpful to the sport today? Because now marijuana has been legalized for various reasons, you know, and because they do help. Look here, if you could bring dogs in a fucking upscale restaurant,
right?
You know what I'm saying? A big pit bull that's 400 pounds and say it's my service dog.
This is my anxiety pet.
Joe, come on, fam.
I mean, those are apples and oranges, but it is the idea that
it's the concept behind it, though.
Yeah, the idea that some rules are outdated.
2021, yeah.
When it comes to marijuana, most rules are probably in that category because, like you said, it's legal in most states. It'll be legal in other states soon. And it's something that doctors prescribe for depression, for sadness. A woman's mother died at the highest point in her career. She is literally, you know, at the highest point in her career,
running for her life at the end of the day.
People they prescribe this as a medical tool to deal with that type of depression and sadness. So
facts, bro.
It's just unfortunate that the sports world is always so late.
And let us be clear. I think we all support her. Wish her the best.
We definitely the corner combo super support.
We love you. Look here, get back on the track and tell them kiss your ass because it's all they can see because you're so far in front of these motherfuckers.
There you go. Goddamn right.
Talk your shit.
Smoke them. So salute to you, Miss Richardson. I love you.
Well, you can be watching if you want to. Whoever the fuck you want to be.
When I actually, to be honest with you, bro, when I saw her run. I saw her speak.
Her image is so relatable.
I saw her image, right? The first thing I thought about was my daughter.
See that? There you go.
My oldest child,
see
right?
that.
Because my daughter used to run track.
She used to run track. Yeah, I remember that.
And she was a freshman on varsity.
Oh, she had a game like that.
Yeah. And I know how my daughter rocked.
Okay.
And I know when she saw her, she's like, "Oh, that's me."
Right.
Yeah. With the hair, the nails.
Yeah, that's definitely
like that's my child.
Yeah.
Right. I don't like it, but that's what she do.
That's y'all era.
You know what I'm saying? That's what she do. So when I saw that, I was like, "Oh man, it's amazing. It's beautiful." And I love you for that, because if you can't be who you are and who you want to be, you dead already.
You dead already. Facts, man.
Yeah, I just love her confidence, man. Like, don't let I ain't worried about her. Like, this ain't gonna destroy her in no capacity. She taking all this straight to the top.
Hey, she got tats and all. I said, go ahead, girl.
Yeah, do your thing. Do your thing. Do your thing.
Tats off.
Next up, look, we've been. Do y'all remember 20 years ago?
20
years ago.
That was it was
right. 2001.
I was giving my best years to frivolous women 20 years ago.
I was I had, you know what's funny?
Doing?
That was the first year that I started DJing at Mojo's Pen at UIC. And that was one of the first.
I used to go down.
That was one of the first weekly events I was ever a part of. Not only as a DJ, but I used to. I was the assistant to the director of the African American Culture Center.
Right.
So he had like a room, and that's where we used to all do things. So I used to come in, set the whole room up.
What?
That was like the predator.
What? Y'all had a room. Y'all used to do things.
Whoa there.
Huh?
If you can hide, you can hear. Fuck you mean.
That was like the precursor to my production manager life. Now that I think about it, I ain't here to joke, and I'm not going to.
All right, no. The reason I asked that is because we have the longest manhunt in Chicago history, right? And I don't want to laugh and joke about it, right? But
yeah, not
Diamond and Tionda Bradley.
Yeah,
I distinctly remember this moment because it was a young lady that I knew that was her little cousins, and she called. She was like, "My cousin's missing. I'll call you back." I saw it on the news. And I'm like, this can't. So I text her and I said, like, this isn't you. This isn't your family. She's like, no, it is. And we're still out here. And That's why this story is still near and dear to my heart. And I'm just trying to figure out, where are these little girls at?
Bro,
you know what I mean? With all the
crazy.
technology that we have, I mean, this sounds like some buried in the backyard shit, man. Like, where are these little girls at? And we're talking about an area at that time, 20 years ago, where you could go outside and people would see you. If you're unfamiliar, you can't be over there.
Yeah.
Where was it at again?
Right off Oakwood, 31st and 35th, right up in there.
Oakwood, like 39th. So you talking about over east though? You talking about like
right off
Grove and all that?
Yeah, right off the fucking Lakeshore Drive.
Oh, really?
It was in the towers right there. It was in the towers that aren't there anymore.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah. So yeah, man. Maybe Bossy, you can talk to this just a little bit.
That's true, because I mean, I would imagine, like, as you know, when you are involved in an investigation at the beginning of it, right, and you find that there are very, very few leads, right? There's really no direction to go in. You just kind of guessing at some point. How is that?
Most police work is guesswork, bro. I mean, if the clerks ain't telling, no bullshit. If the clerks ain't telling, bro, we damn near not getting no clues or leads. Wow. I tell the killers, the hitters, the steppers, the dope boys, whatever I have to deal with them, interacting positively with the community, I say, man, stop saying, ain't nobody gonna tell on me. Because it's people that's out all night, these prostitutes, these crackheads, and they'll tell for a cheeseburger for real. You know what I'm saying? You just down the drain, you know what I'm saying? But when it comes to Diamond and Tionda, we do overtime. We forced to do overtime on the job. When you start typing in the overtime number, that's the first name to pop up. It always starts with 122. They names pop up first. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Because they still got an alert out for these young ladies, even though the outlook is bleak, it's grim. Yeah. Bleak, boy, stop playing. It's grim. So it's just, you look at them files, you got 2 stories. The mom went to work early, is a fact. The mom came back early, is a fact. There was a note on the back steps talking about we going to the store, written in some handwriting that they really didn't know whose it was. The one eyewitness says, a Middle Eastern looking man, we're not blaming anybody. This is what the witness said. A Middle Eastern looking man was seen looking at the women, looking at the young ladies and grabbing them. And that was the end. You know what I'm saying? It hurts my heart to this day because these are souls that could have impacted, changed the culture for us in Chicago. Yeah. But in a positive way.
Right, and not this way. Yeah.
Instead now, you got people out here hurting.
It's also, man, this thing that, like, back then, sex trafficking wasn't a conversation.
At all.
People weren't really talking about that, especially not in the Black community. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was probably something you would talk about in international communities. But it's really just sad, man. I know as an educator, man, having lost students, having, man, on some real, like, not to detract from this particular story, but I went to one music fest a couple of years ago and spent the whole weekend down there with a bunch of people I didn't know them directly, but we had the same friends or whatever. And so we kicked it all weekend and got back from one music fest after, like, having this great weekend with this group of folks. And a former student of mine, Jordan Grievous, had been killed.
Wow.
I found out through this lady who I met on that weekend trip, who was a part of our little group, right, that was her son. I taught that boy for 4 years. Wow. Right. And what was crazy is we hadn't seen each other in so long. We didn't really recognize each other in that regard. Right.
Right.
But my point in bringing that up as it relates to this story, man, is that, like, when you know the parent or you have some relationship with the parent of a who loses a child, and this is even more heartbreaking because you don't even know if they lost for real. You don't even know if they still alive, man. I don't know, man. It's sad, bro. I don't know who else we were talking to about this, but it's very sad that telling your kid, hey, man, stop making all that noise in this house, go outside, is no longer an option.
You can't do that.
You just can't say. That was the number one thing my mama used to say. You are getting on my nerves. Don't bring outside inside. Take the shit outside, right?
But then when you're gone and you don't have that noise sounds like beautiful music. When your child isn't there, you see what I'm saying?
No, that's all you hear in the back of your mind. I'm sure, absolutely.
Yes. So to ask you, since you've been an educator for a while, bro, how many students? And I hate to put you on this road. Have you lost?
Good question.
So direct, like, students I taught directly, I want to say 5 I have one group of students that I taught for 4 years. I taught them freshman through senior year.
And does it do something to you? Pause.
Oh man, I mean, I go to the funerals, and at the last one of that group, it was like I say, I had them for 4 years. When they graduated, we formed like a Facebook group for just them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And one of the things, the last funeral that we all attended from that group, that was the first thing that we said was like, yo, we can't keep meeting at these funerals
in this fashion. Yeah, bro.
Like we gotta do something else. We gotta figure something else out. We are all adults now. Some of them are, they just graduated college. Kayla Oscar, she's one of them. She's like she got all kind of awards and graduated and all this other stuff. But it's just like now that they're adults, one of my goals is to try and find ways for us to create support systems for that group. Like, yo, we know there's still some of us. I just bumped into him a couple of days ago. I posted the other day. One of my young guys, he just got out of jail and he was out with one of the
not to cut you off.
Yeah.
I witnessed that. We were moving around, either leaving the show or coming to the show. And
we were standing outside with the last show that we did with our dad.
That's right.
Slammed on the brakes. Kadeem. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I mean,
that's how you know you do good work, though.
To your point, man, I'm just saying, no, bro. There's no feeling like losing a child that you already knew was in, potential dangers of that because of the lifestyle that they lived, or because of where they lived, or because of whatever else could possibly be going on. And to know you tried your hardest and it still wasn't enough. There's no feeling like that, bro. And again, to then also know the parent and know that the parent is probably 10 times more struggling through that.
Yeah, you don't even imagine.
It's tough, man. It's very tough.
You guys know I don't really do a lot of my days of working at work are over with. I understand the system so much better now and what it's good for and why it's worthless. But I will give why it's worthless, bro. For real. I will give 150%, which is even possible if somebody does something to a child or a senior citizen. Now you get me out my seat.
I've seen you save a 3-year-old's life.
Oh, bro.
Now you determine
that's a real thing. Damn, that shit is happy, man. I didn't realize how happy that was. Let's transition there, man, because that shit is gonna take me to a whole place that I don't want to be in right now.
Right before you leave, I just want to say fuck you to the assholes that called the family maybe like 3-4 years ago and pretended that you guys were Diamond and Tionda.
Are you serious?
Assholes, yeah. You can Google it.
I did not know.
Goofy motherfuckers, man.
Oh, see, yeah. That's the type of joint was like, now I want to really find that dude. Like, that's exactly, the cat I really want. That's OC.
Yeah.
Fuck it, man. Let's party, man.
Let's get it.
Let's party.
Drop some bars.
Party.
Shit.
Yeah. Amon's on the
bars. Fuck out of here. No, listen. So there was a classic film called House Party that some of our best Black comedians,
young and
artists, up and comers, the whole nine. And when that nigga said, "Stop bumping my fucking table,"
blah,
right?
That's the number one comment. Anytime the music got messed up.
I've never seen a small dude with a voice that light.
Yeah. Shout out to Full Force, man. They actually wrote. They actually wrote some shit from Janet Jackson.
They was making them dudes high school dudes. Though. That's what's crazy.
Yeah.
Them dudes look like everybody uncles.
They like a bossy right now.
Right,
in House Party in '92.
And your brothers.
That's what y'all on.
Low key, y'all was the stunt doubles.
But
you walk around town like a indie. Me and my boys, we can't be beat.
Talking shit.
Where you go, we smell you like gas.
See, you know all the lyrics.
No way a guy is that big should be sounding like that. Pause, boy, hold on. No way.
There's a reboot coming, man. How do y'all feel about that?
Guess who helped make that reboot though?
Who?
LeBron James. Come on, dog.
Really?
That boy is in everything.
So you on LeBron James
maybe,
media
possibly,
no, he is.
You definitely on Master PPR staff. Got it.
I mean, he's there. It's this idea.
You got to roll with the greats, man. You got to roll with the greats. Make a decision right now.
They're both dope.
Make a decision right now. You got to roll with the greats.
What are you talking about?
He's on LeBron team. I'm on Master P team. Who team are you on?
Mine, motherfucker. I'm the African genius.
There you go. I just want to hear it. I just want to hear you talk your shit.
How many? Like you were saying, so many great names that are important to our maturation in TV viewing and music got they start
right there
in that fucking movie. The Tisha Campbell's, you know what I'm saying? All that stuff. People like, bro, that's crazy.
I will say this. We did a show at Kid and Play a couple years ago. Shout out Aston Hayes. It was her event. It was called Pajama Party. It was dope. It was real love.
Definitely was.
But I'm gonna just say this flat out, man. Them dudes is definitely in the retirement side of the rap game.
I don't want to see it.
It's not.
I don't want to see
unless,
it. I'm not gonna
unless they gonna try and pull a Coming to America and like they the older dudes and now it's they sons that's throwing the parties at the college. Unless it's something like that.
Sounds like a money grab.
No, because I see.
They
I
might
can
make
see
cameos, bro.
I could see kid as like the dean of students at the university
Duncan
and then
Hughes.
players in charge.
Do you
of,
understand
know
how bad House Party 2, 3, and 5 were? Like they were trash.
What, 5? There's a 5.
I'm just talking shit because like
1 and 2 were hot.
They had immature in
3 is when I started. That was when I think that was when immature
the best.
came in.
The best thing that came out of 3 was Duncan Penderhughes.
That was Class Act.
Yeah.
Class Act.
Class Act.
Yeah,
I love
it was an
Two
extension. It was an
1 and
extension.
2 were dope. 1 was obviously a super iconic classic. You can never get rid of that film. But
that's like saying doing a remake of fucking Do the Right Thing. Would you do that?
Oh no.
Would you do a remake of
Spike
School Days?
Don't ever do that. No, Spike's smarter than that.
No,
Though.
I'm
ain't
asking.
hurting like that. Spike got way more ideas.
These are cult classics. I'm saying that I don't need to see a reboot of fucking House Party.
Why not watch a reboot, dog? You know why? Any original show you watch, guess what? It's really not original in concept. They bite off some other shit. Music too. It's only so many creative ideas we have out here, and they've damn near all been done.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be great. I'm gonna just say it like that. We got one more topic before we get to our featured guest today. As you can see, we are part of we're in the compound.
We in the compound. Yeah. Shout out the compound.
Get there, right? We had 3262 Arts Media Studio, run by Jeff Beckham, Mike Jew, a couple other people I believe are involved. Jeff, yeah.
Hey, hold on. Let me get these claps together, man.
Get them flowers up, man.
Claps together, man.
Flowers up, brother.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And we definitely gonna have Jeff on in a second, but it's just absolutely no way we can avoid this topic, and we gotta try and keep it short. I know this is a full conversation. Bill Cosby was released. Jeff almost he just spit vodka all over his favorite piece.
All right, so let me start here. First of all,
do you think
because Bill got off doesn't mean that he didn't do this.
That's fact.
Now,
got to start
there. Part 2 is I watched Judge Joe Brown. He said out his mouth 2 days ago. He said, "Hey man, them bitches." This is what he said.
Is this a real direct quote?
How old is Joe Brown?
Don't be paraphrasing.
As old as
he grew up in the era.
He said these bitches were high.
Why would Judge Joe Brown use that word? Okay, I'm
trying to tell you, bro.
Go ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
Older folks usually use.
He said this is what the time was. He asked. He was actually on Kwame Brown's show. Shout out to Kwame, man. Mama's Cooking.
Kwame Brown got a show?
Yes.
Yeah, he do now.
He said. He said, look, I can walk on the KFC, offer a bitch something to eat. These are his words.
I can't believe you're quoting him because you're not reading it.
I'm trying to tell you. I'll play it if you want me to.
All right, no, just keep
now.
going.
He says
use B word though, just for the sake
I'm
not getting canceled.
No, we're not getting canceled. Oh. Anyway, he says, look, this is what happens. You offer these bitches the BBC and they go. This is what he said.
What they got to do anything? What are you saying?
He's saying that was the time, that was the culture.
Okay.
Just because they wanted some drugs, I had drugs. I gave you drugs. I didn't drug you to fuck you. I gave you drugs to have a good time. He said after the good time, they wanted BBC. This is what he said.
BBC makes me laugh.
Okay.
So we're talking about an actual judge. And he also said that the prosecution was terrible and how they did things, and Bill Cosby.
Well, that's why he got off.
Right.
And he got off because
on the technicality.
He got off on definitely a technicality, which is why you can't just blatantly be like, see, I told you Bill was
because of the technicality too, though.
Right. Exactly. So right. So agreed. So the whole format is that the procedures that led up to his deposition and the information that came from the deposition were changed. He had the first one, he agreed to a deal that said he would not go to jail.
For telling what happened, telling his story.
Right. And so he agreed to talk about it. And you know, again, I'm not finna get into all this because it's a much longer conversation. Right. I'm not finna get into all the whether I think it's right or wrong. All I'm saying is this. Because we just had this conversation last week on the last show. That's why it's really
you actually predicted this
exactly.
You actually predicted this.
There's a point at which I say, what if we find out Cosby didn't do it and you know XYZ? What are going to be the consequences for the young lady? Now, in this particular case,
you absolutely.
This is not her. This is not her saying. This is not us finding out that she was lying.
Right.
So that doesn't apply. That's what I wanted to clear up, right?
Yeah.
Cosby did get out, but it's not because they identified that she was reporting false information or anybody else for that matter, right? But it does still bring and call into question this idea that now Cosby's 4 now, 82, something like that. He's not.
It's way bigger than that. See, what y'all don't understand is when you deal with millions and millions of dollars, you have to deal with a different kind of people, the gatekeepers. He, in my opinion, pissed somebody off higher up enough to start this bullshit campaign.
Well, but wait, no, that goes against your original point. Your first point was this is what was going on. So your original
point
that
was what was going on.
Which would imply anyway that there shouldn't be any consequences because that's what everybody was doing. But now you're saying this only happened because he was pissing off.
He was saying Joe Brown was saying that.
He was using.
I was giving clarity. I was giving clarity.
He said, "Fuck Bill Cosby. Fuck all."
I'm giving someone else who lived in that space, who knows what's going on.
But these 2 points don't align, is what I'm saying. But go ahead, finish.
They actually do, because at the end of the day, think about this. He's a multi-millionaire. From what I understand, from what I've read, he was trying to buy NBC.
Yeah,
right.
No, that's very public knowledge. That's what people are aware of.
When you have that much money to try to buy a whole network,
right?
They're going to kick you out, or they're going to ask you to do some shit that you don't want to do. And guess what happens now? You said it a million times. What they send after you?
Either IRS or sexual charges, bro. Sexual allegations. They come get your ass, bring your ass the fuck down. Period.
That's it. That's all.
That's been tried and true, tested throughout the years.
I'm just saying that there was 2 different points. If you're saying that the whole Cosby thing was a power grab, which I'm not saying that isn't a part of it, that has nothing to do with him getting out. What we're talking about is the fact that if he did live in an era where that was just commonplace to do that and everybody did that, that's fine. That's whatever that is, right? But when you're in a court of law, the difference between whether it was consenting or not consenting has nothing to do with him buying NBC, is what I'm trying to say.
And I'm also saying that the reason that a lot of that shit happened is because when he tried to buy, they wanted him to do X, Y, and Z, and he said no. So guess what happens?
We'll never know.
We'll never know.
That's behind the scenes type shit, you know what I'm saying?
Our profits ain't that up. Let me be fucking clear.
Yeah. Upon his release, though, when this became, hey, man, it was all over the place, I'm like, yeah, people that's been laying dormant and just want to feel some kind of way, this is their opportunity to feel some kind of way. You got 3 people. Those that are going to get mad again, those that are going to be like, fuck it, I'm going to discard it, and those that didn't give a fuck in the first place. Right. Okay, I was of the third category because I talked to so many old heads that said, hey, man, we partied like that back when.
Exactly.
And after following the trial the best I could and reading what they used to convict him, because it were so many women that first said he did this, the number kept dwindling and dwindling and dwindling. Statutes this, statutes that. Well, this doesn't constitute this. Boom, 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 boom. It came down to only a few, maybe one that they could actually stand on. Okay, and they got him there. So it was, they both basically told the same story about drugs, him and the accuser, the same story. The only difference was, this is me looking through police eyes. The only difference was.
Thank you for that clarification.
Yeah, the only difference is that she said he used that for a different purpose.
Right.
Plus the party.
Right.
They both
Bitch, do you really remember that? You done had 5 kids and three grandchildren at this point. Like, you've been busting down the whole time. Like, come on, man, get out of here.
And it's just like, the part that killed me about Bill was this. He can't even have friends no more. Felicia Rashad.
That's not. Yeah, that's it.
Felicia Rashad said, hey, injustice has been corrected. And she wasn't lying because they lied to him to get him to go to jail. So the same technicality that got him booked got him out. So she wasn't wrong. And then you got the students at Howard calling for her to everybody's TV mom.
It's not a lot, though.
Calling for her, it's a lot.
I read that story. It's not. I read that story.
Did Black Twitter try to counsel her?
No, and that's the point. Like, so the thing at Howard,
and how was Black Twitter a real thing? That shit blows the fuck out.
The thing at Howard,
like the Black card is a real thing.
We should get Josh Marshall on here because he's a Howard guy and he definitely is plugged into that. But
I'm almost glad they go to your school, goddammit.
The thing you have to recognize,
I really miss going to your school.
Again, man, it's the same conversation though. That Felicia comes out, says something.
She supported a friend of hers.
There's a small group of Black people at Howard. I mean, I don't know the exact number, but it's not the way the news saw it. They saw that there were anybody. It could have been 3 people at Howard that said, we don't think Felicia Rashad.
The fact that it's a real thing is a fucking problem.
Let me finish. Yeah. If 3 people say, oh man, we don't think, the news is going to grab that and they're going to paste it all over it. So it's going to sound like all of Howard University thinks Felicia Rashad should step down.
All of Howard.
But that's what they
do. That's what they do.
It's not the case. It's not the case.
That's why podcasts are necessary. That's why we are necessary to give an entirely different point of view and what it actually really is. Because when you work for these people, right, you can your hands are tied. You can only say so much.
To a degree.
And you can only do so much.
That's why we give Dave Chappelle his flowers. He said, fuck y'all, and walked away.
Damn
he came
right.
back and did it on his terms.
Yeah. Damn right.
So to speak.
Damn
on
right.
his terms, you know what I'm saying? But then this is where Black Girl Magic stepped up for Felicia Rashad, because her girl, Stephanie Mills, said, fuck it, I got your back. And it's going to continue. They're going to continue to support her because she's done nothing wrong. If you can't have friends in this world, what the fuck can you have?
Yeah, the point at which you can't decide that you want to support somebody just because, like, she spent how many years with Bill, man? Like, what, 35, 40 years in business, man?
Years.
Like, so you have to be able to support your people, especially
and
when
his wife did not leave him.
She did. Like people were trying to say, she hasn't visited him. She don't want to see her fucking husband in jail.
Yeah.
That's all he's done.
Guess what that nothing ass bitch Chauvin wife did?
His wife too, though.
Yeah.
Hey, Charlie
fucking devil.
Rubber.
Yeah, fuck out of here.
Well, y'all two on one today. Bro.
Yeah, man. No. It's black love out here, man. It's black love. Ain't no woman gonna love you like a black woman. Let me be fucking clear.
This is what we saying, though.
Man, y'all be changing the subject.
But this is what we saying, though. right here, bro. If you're gonna have a system where you can evict dirtbags, scumbags, people that's fucked up out here, do it across the board evenly. Yeah. Don't hook and book and cook motherfuckers because of their skin color. Mm-hmm. But America's known for that. That this picture in the background that got these motherfucking stars crying. Thank you, Mr. Beckham. It's right on time.
Man,
dog.
Man.
This is going on right now. Yeah. Right now. It sounds funny because I used to get looked at so sideways for being a cop. I have to not give a fuck. I started out here in this very district.
I didn't know you was a police officer the first time we did this.
Man, so it's a wonder. But then
got away.
when you're relatable though, dog, when you're relatable, you can walk into the reference of block parties like I did. These white boys were scared. I did say white, they were scared as hell. I walk into the block party, they didn't fuck with me because I was tough. So I know how to relate, know how to talk. Motherfucker, I just left my home. It's the same kind of goddamn neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? But we don't get that same love or relatability when it comes to the judicial system. We don't get that. That's what's fucked up.
We got a long way to go when it comes to getting our equal rights and our
we won't see it.
Well, I don't mean rights in society. I mean particularly in the criminal justice system. It's even this weed conversation that we had earlier. We know that there are thousands and thousands of Black and brown people locked up for possession of small amounts of weed for 3 to 5 years.
Can't afford bail.
Just couldn't afford the bail. Not
right.
even, they still haven't even been convicted of the crime, bro. They're just sitting there because they can't afford attorneys. They can't afford bail, or the case gets getting pushed down. So yeah, we know but at the same time, they can go make millions and billions off of selling this shit all
and have fun naming it too. This is
we got a lot of
Sherbert, Blueback Mountain.
I want to talk about before we bring our guests on.
We gotta go. We look. Come on, man.
What you doing, Jeff? You got time? Thank you. Fuck you mean, nigga? I'm the A mic. Fuck you. Now
you got on a heart and an XO shirt. I wasn't gonna cook you. About to get on your sweet boy. You'll get your
because it's love out here.
Emoji looking ass boy.
It's love out here, B. It's love out here, man.
I'm the A mic.
No. Real quick, right? Let's talk about censorship.
Oh,
right?
Yeah,
because
no, that's a lot. I think we got to table that one for next time, bro.
You sure?
It's like a 20-minute conversation, real talk. It is. Okay. We're not gonna be able to get through that in 5.
Oh, okay. How about this?
Yeah.
How about this?
Like, fuck it, we gonna do it anyway.
No. Real quick. Nudity and sex scenes. Nudity and sex scenes. A quick question. It'd be a topic from a different show.
So we gonna pose a question that we talk about later.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm with that.
All right. Okay.
So, there's obviously a difference between nudity and sex scenes.
Yes.
And what's acceptable on TV.
Yes.
I'm talking fast. Hope y'all can keep up. I get this way. I get excited sometimes. You might not understand me. Shit, I might not understand me. It's all right though. So we had a Facebook post, and the question went like this. All right. Boobs can't be shown on network TV, but homosexual acts can. What's the use of ratings if it only applies to certain things? Is that a fair question or not?
I definitely think it's a fair question. And that's why I say it's not just about that one particular area. It's really a larger conversation about censorship and how the FCC has been regulating that.
Don't go too deep, pause.
Recently.
Take the conversation now.
I'm trying to help frame why I don't think we can do the whole thing now is because we know that, when we talk about 2 Live Crew and we talk about all that back in the day,
videos too.
That's one of the earlier predecessors of when the FCC started setting rules, and we've seen those rules change over the last 30 to 40 years. So I don't think it's just about nudity and sex scenes. I think it's an overall censorship conversation.
There's an agenda, and if you have children, I would prefer to
There you go. And that's the angle people weren't looking at.
Yeah, we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there.
People don't like to
All
watch this shit because they got kids that watch TV.
Yeah,
well, kids
episode
got access
55.
to this YouTube all day. Bro, come on.
Episode 55. We
guess
definitely
what?
talking about
Guess
censorship.
what? We about to get signed, man. And it's some real shit going on. It's some real shit going on. Got my boy Dink in the building. You know what I mean? Dink, what up, baby? You know what I mean? Deep Six, you know what I mean?
What?
No, this is some music shit. You're not in tune. You know,
He
you
just
guys
heard
really-
deep and was like, what?
Yeah, fucking freak.
He didn't say
Dirtbag.
deep sex. He said deep
I know what he
six.
said.
Okay, I'm just making sure because earlier you was hearing.
What's wrong with
You
him,
was
man?
hearing
What's wrong
like-
with him, man?
I'm just saying. I was standing right next to you earlier. You couldn't hear shit I was talking about.
So we are in the compound, man, and we got Jeff.
Beautiful
Beckham
place,
in
by
the-
the way. Beautiful place.
Yeah, Jeff Beckham in the building. We about to have
Come
some
spend your money.
real dope conversations, man. I can't wait for y'all to hear this shit, man. We'll be right back.
Yeah. After these messages,
We'll be right back.
Face ass.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, again, we are at the compound, which again, we're at 3262 Media Gallery, owned by the brother you see right here to my left or right. I'm not sure how to screen his face, but Mr. Jeff Beckham, let's please welcome Jeff Beckham to the show.
Yo, I'm glad to join y'all, man. You know, it's been fun getting to know y'all more. You know, it's great like hearing y'all talk. Look, y'all, this is the funniest show ever. If you ever get a chance to come in person,
hilarious.
the pre-show and all the stuff that y'all missed, like when I say hilarious show, like these dudes, they need a Netflix series. We're gonna speak all that Disney Plus. I don't even care. Like pick one. You know,
Appreciate that.
Appreciate that. Thank you for having me, bro.
Yeah, definitely, man. So listen, I'm just saying like this, man. I literally can't remember how long ago we met. I think it was UIC, like early 2000s.
Yeah.
But what I do remember is that in the very early stages of us meeting, you were in pharmaceuticals.
Yeah.
And then there was a
Not
different-
street.
No.
Yeah, no,
family.
not street. No, like
Yes.
legit pharmaceuticals. Yeah,
Allegra.
yeah.
I sold Allegra.
Exactly,
It helps
exactly.
allergies.
And then like, you know, somewhere in there, all of a sudden I see
Man,
you and we're
something.
talking, and you know, you be smooth about how you be throwing it out there too. You're like, yeah, man, Jeff, how you been doing, man? Yeah, you know, I'm cool, man. I'm now in technology company. I own several, you know, investment places over here. And then like 5 years later, it was just like, oh no, then the pandemic hit, and I'm on Instagram scrolling. All of a sudden, I'm just like, yo, Jeff, where'd you buy that art, bro? Where'd you buy that art? He's like, yeah, no, I made that. What?
Yeah.
Shout
Shout out to that shirt. Shout out to that shirt.
And then we come out of COVID, and I think we was probably at 16th Street. I don't know where we was at exactly, or maybe I just saw it in the feed. But all of a sudden, it was just like, yeah, new CEO of Chicago Scholars, Jeff. And I'm like, man, where does he get this time, bro?
Exactly.
Like this
Exactly.
dude does all the things, man. So I'm gonna say, as a person who's also a jack of all trades, man, I salute you, sir, because that's quite talent, man.
Thank you,
That's-
brother.
No, it is. I had to remember, like, Jeff be like, no, nigga, you know, we used to get in these streets.
Yeah.
You know what
Hold
Why'd
on,
you use
wait.
that
I
voice?
actually remember you hooping too.
I mean? Talk about it. Talk
I
about
remember
it.
you hooping
Finish
too.
it. Talk about it. Talk about it.
Look at that.
Because look, when we was outside talking about it, and Dick showed up, I was like, that's where I know.
Yep.
We used to hoop and he could shoot. He
Yep.
had game back.
Yep.
He had game back in the
Thank
day,
you.
yo.
Thank
He
you.
can play.
Thank you.
Look, I don't, hey, don't like look at the hate. Look at the
You look at the hate, right?
Look at
You know what I'm
the hate
saying?
around the room.
You know what I mean?
But I actually remember hooping
Yes.
with you too.
Yes.
Hey, we was both thinner in them days.
Facts.
We was both thinner, but you had
Facts.
some game back in the
I
day.
appreciate that, brother, man. I tell these
Gotcha.
brothers all the time, man.
Keywords back in the day.
All of us are retired from basketball.
I'm so fucking literally.
I'm not retired. I play all the time.
Now that Jeff just said that, Amon's gonna make this a clip for TikTok.
Yeah, he can't wait to blast this. He gonna see this all over the guy.
I know.
Beckham said I could hoop.
We didn't talk about this, but I'm still waiting for McKinday to come out to hoop on a Monday.
Hey.
McKinday was supposed to be coming to hoop with me for like
No, we
2
did. We
years.
did a couple times.
You did.
We did a couple
You
times.
did all right.
Yeah,
You
we
was-
did a couple
you was a
times.
little rough
That
on
was
you.
my first year. That was my first time back.
He was like, oh,
That
these
was my
dudes,
first time. He was
y'all,
over there.
y'all hoop. Y'all play for real.
Yeah, they was serious.
Yeah,
They
no,
was
that's a
real
real
serious.
thing. That's a
Yeah,
real
that was
thing.
my first time back. I had to get my win back.
Yo, but y'all want to know something?
What?
Y'all don't know the other thing that I do, man. Y'all ain't know I was like an R&B like star. Back
Get
in
the
day.
get the fuck out
Bro,
of
I'm
here, man.
not.
More time to add to the list, though.
I
Bullet
tell
about
you,
that.
bullet point. Like,
Well, you got to prove it now. You
hey,
didn't
I
put it
mean,
on.
This is the
I'm
show to
old
get
school
signed.
with it. I just hit it with the like. You be like heartbeats front and center.
Oh,
That's like. I mean,
Hell no.
Nah, this can't be true.
Okay.
I got the mic like I'm about to do something real. Here we go. Hold on, listen. Gotcha. I got this feeling, and I just can't turn it loose. That somebody's been getting next to you. I don't wanna walk around knowing I was your fool. 'Cause being the man that I am, I just can't lose my cool. My friends keep telling me about the things that's going on, baby. But deep in my heart, baby, I hope that I'm wrong. Yes, I hope that I'm wrong, but I know it, baby. Somebody's sleeping in my bed. Somebody's taking my place. Y'all see? Hey, is that bass? Y'all ain't ready for it. It's not a box. Look, hey. that was fun. Y'all are crazy.
Hey, look, wait. So I saw Jeff do this in front of a bunch of people. Oh, you still got the music going. Okay, you really.
He came home early. Go ahead. Expecting some hot pancakes.
Hey.
But the missus was still asleep. The boy had a whole frown on his face. Let me stop.
You remix it.
Real words?
Freestyle karaoke. Courtesy of the corner. Freestyle karaoke.
Being the man that I am.
We already did that part, man.
I'm just saying, it's a remix.
Cut. Jesus.
All right, whatever, man.
Hey, that's dope though.
No,
Hey,
that-
low-key,
that
though,
show's fun.
you was killing that though. Like,
Hey man, that's my fake karaoke song. Like when I go to places and I need to sing something, I always pick that song.
bro, that's that. Yeah, I saw you do it live. It was hilarious, man.
Yeah.
You walked in, you had a whole suit jacket on,
I
and
did,
everybody
man.
in the
I
room
was
was going crazy. You know what's funny?
It was like 300 people there.
Here's the best part about the story. The event had been going on for like an hour and a half. We were almost to like the last 5 singers. Jeff just comes walking in, say what's up. Next thing I know, Jeff is on the stage singing his song. Next thing I know, Jeff is gone.
Yeah, it was out.
He literally just came.
That's star shit.
That hot,
Yeah, that's star shit.
hot bars.
That's star shit. That's star shit. You gotta be a
That's
star,
it.
man.
Grand entrance. That's it.
So Jeff, between me and you, I mean, these dudes don't even count right now.
Damn.
When you decided you didn't want to play ball no more, at what point did you decide to get into art? Like, had that always been a part of your fabric?
Nah, man, I just started painting 2 years ago. Real talk.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, man. It actually happened. It's crazy because it happened out of a place of tragedy, man. My big brother, y'all probably know him, Brian Sleet, passed away unexpectedly. And in the last conversation we had was about like, how am I gonna manage stress better, right? Like he was always on me about like, Jeff, you're doing a lot. I do a lot. I get it. Y'all brothers do a lot. We do a lot, black men. And he was like, man, you got to manage your stress better. Be better than I have been. It's
good advice.
Got it.
And I was like, yo, you know, I hoop. And he was like, nah, bro, you too old to hoop. Brian was like the straightest shooter ever. Like we sitting drinking whiskey. He like, dog, you done torn an Achilles, you done ruptured knee tendons.
Told you to hang the sneakers up.
He told me to hang them up. He's like, you're not gonna be able to continue to do this.
Right.
And I said, man, I really want to get back to drawing. I drew as a kid. Like
I was gonna ask you that too.
My dad could draw when I was little, but it was the whole thing around like artists don't make no money, son. So you need
Facts,
to go be
bro.
an engineer.
Same thing for me, bro.
Yeah. He's talking about that.
Same thing for me, bro.
You need to go be an engineer. And I went to the University of Missouri and studied engineering and got into that field, did healthcare, all the jobs. But the conversation Brian and I had was like, yo, man, you should paint. You should try it. And he died the next day, which was the day before his birthday. Wow. The day before his 43rd birthday.
That's deep.
Was the transition from drawing to writing, drawing to painting easy for you?
Yeah, I mean, so not at first.
Not to cut your brother's
No,
stuff,
you're
right?
right. No, we good. No, this is part of like it actually like the first things I did sucked. And I think that's actually something like
you honest with yourself.
we need to be real about it, man. Like I think we quit on things too early.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, like
it's not an instant success, then
that's
it's
the
not
whole
worth the time.
conversation,
Yeah.
Look, when y'all started this, I'm certain that the first few shows.
Nah.
Cue the candidate right now. Come
Bro,
on.
I'm the one that's on record at least 12 shows saying this is not gonna work, man. I'm just doing this because my man wants to do this and we stuck in the house.
But look at where y'all come. You know,
Facts, man.
54 shows later. And I think like the art thing is the same thing. So I just stuck with it, man. And people are like, did you take classes? How'd you learn? I was like, nah, I just watch YouTube videos and sat in the crib. And quarantine obviously helped with that, right? Because you can't go anywhere. You're not doing anything. I literally was like doing paintings every single day of the week.
Stuck with yourself.
And I was stuck with myself to actually practice. And yeah, man, 2 years later, I got a whole little, it's modest, but it's mine.
Man, don't say little, brother.
No,
great things going on here. Great things.
Thank you.
Also, man, like what's crazy is I remember like, again, when during COVID, it's funny to talk about it now because now the world is open and we all been moving around and doing stuff now like that, right? Well, COVID's never going
the
away.
variant.
So the COVID 2022, 2025, like this is a social control mechanism as far as I'm concerned. But
facts.
What's interesting is like you do find yourself at home scrolling and scrolling. And I remember rolling across one of your lives. And this was the first time I realized you were actually painting these. Like, because I mean, you're an art collector in general. Like you're a person of that level of class. So it's like, it wasn't weird to me. It wasn't weird to me.
Instead of a little straighter.
Like if I'd have seen this work in a Bossy's crib, I'd have been like, Bossy, who bought that for you?
But you know, I would say me, but you know I'm a liar though.
Yeah, and that's it. So it wasn't beyond me that you were able to purchase art because you appreciate art and have it in your crib, right? But then when I saw the one where you were doing it live and I saw you start the canvas, I was like, yo, this dude is making these? Like, this is crazy. But we gonna come back to the art. You started, what was your first job out of college?
First job out of college, man, I was a financial service rep at Navistar. So if you know who,
that's the ones that was in the Cadillac.
They build the big rigs. So like Optimus Prime, international trucks. I was going out to like farms and dealerships, popping big rig hoods in the hot heat of the summer, sweating. Doing dealer floor plans. So that was my first job, man.
Wow.
Out of school, and I was an engineering major, but I took that role because when I graduated in 2002, that was post 9/11, and there weren't a lot of jobs. Like jobs were real scarce. So I took that job, man. I did that for 2 years until somebody in Gary put a gun on me. And was like, because the other part of my role was like
2300 Jackson Street.
I was also the bill collector. So like if the truck was past due, I didn't repo the truck, but I called the repo man for the truck. And I rode up on somebody's house in Gary, and I'm like, yo, you 6 months past due. And dude was like, you could take the truck, and he put up his shirt, and he was like, I was like, you can keep the truck.
It ain't mine. It ain't mine.
Wrong
you can
address, man. You know I'm going next door.
That's wild. That's super wild.
And it's when I talk to a lot of the kids I work with now, man, I'll be like, yo, I made $31,000 a year. It was no money.
It was nothing, bro. But back then in 2002, you could do a little bit more.
No.
You could do a little bit more with
31. No, think about this. 31,000 coming out of college with an engineering degree. That shit is trash.
Yeah, absolutely.
That shit is super trash, right?
Trash.
And go ahead. No, go ahead. No,
I was just saying. So how did you come out of that and get into pharmaceuticals? And again,
not street pharmaceuticals. Not street.
Not Dave Jeff Street Pharmaceuticals.
No, I had a family member, man, who was in the Pfizer Ring of Honor. So Pfizer has people that who are done above and beyond. It's like the hall,
Really?
COVID shot Pfizer.
Okay.
So David Knight, who had been there 30 years, the first Black regional director, he was a family member. And I remember thinking he has this massive house in Naperville. His kids are good. I didn't know much about the industry, but I knew I'm smart. And I knew okay, I probably can do that. So I called him and I was like, yo, I got an interview with Pfizer. Can you help me? His son actually helped me through the interview process. I didn't get the job, but I kept on I want to do pharma. So I was playing ball at Lifetime. Basketball is a huge
Lifetime
part of my
Fitness
life.
over on
Out in Orland, the one in Orland.
Okay.
The big Lifetime.
You definitely have some game, and your crossover was super decent. I ain't gonna lie
Thank you,
to
man. I appreciate that.
He just saying that because you made it
No,
sound
it's a real thing. No, it's a real thing, bro.
It's actually
You don't understand this basketball community, bro.
Black on black love.
You don't understand this basketball community.
Black on black love.
Chicago as a city, and I know y'all got a whole show on this, I'm sure. Basketball is such a through line for connection for Black men. I mean, we got a president out of the basketball.
That's facts.
And then he pulled all his homies that he hooped with him.
Arnie Duncan.
Arnie might not have been the best education person here, but Arnie could hoop, yo.
He can hoop.
With Arnie.
He can hoop.
He's serious
Alexi Giannulli is who's running for Secretary of State now. I met Alexi hooping.
Yeah.
You know, Joseph McCoy.
That's true.
Who is
Basketball is a huge.
like all these brothers. Joseph McCoy is Io's uncle.
Joseph from Illinois.
But Joseph could hoop too. And Joseph was like one of the top attorneys in the city for many. He's actually, I don't have an agent. Joseph, his uncle, is running his
That's
stuff
smart too.
because his uncle has done that with Marty Nesbitt and all. Marty Nesbitt could hoop. John Rogers could hoop.
You're right.
Like, Black Chicago, in terms of
Black
like
Chicago basketball is the shit.
Bro,
basketball is a golf course for black people.
You should have. That's a t-shirt. Facts. The show that y'all need to. But that was it, man. It was hooping, and I met a brother named Mark Coleman. Mark done moved to Vegas, and he got his two sons. Like they two of the top players in the nation right now.
Nice.
He was a regional director for Santa Fe Ventures. He was like, I love your aggressiveness. I love your energy. I got an open role. You should come apply. And I got the job.
How long did you do that?
I did Farmer from 2005 to 2009, and then still kind of did Farmer with Quest and LabCorp through 2014. So from 2005 to 2014, I was in all the healthcare.
I'm relatively sure I owe Quest like $75 for like a doctor's appointment.
I still got a Quest deal.
Almost 100%. It's green. It's got a green logo.
Yeah, that's it.
Definitely owe them like $75.
Yeah.
So my question would be, right? Even though that you went to school, you did the schooling thing, because this is what our parents pressed on us, right? This is what we were supposed to do.
Yep.
Do you feel that was a waste of time being now that you're in your entrepreneurial space?
So no, that's a great question. Two things, right? College is only built for two things: for you to amass skills, whatever those skills are, and for you to meet people in a network.
Maybe three. Fuck bitches.
Well, that's
yeah. I gotta be a little ratchet. I'm sorry. I gotta be a little ratchet. I'm sorry.
Wait. The ideas expressed on this show do not reflect Jeff Beckham.
I actually have to say everything that I say are my own personal views, and not those of Chicago.
These are facts.
I'm always good at saying that now. Like,
it's real. It's important. It's really important.
But that's what I tell the kids. I'm like, yo, you in a degree. A degree doesn't mean really much of anything other than you've proved the fact that you can learn in a particular discipline. So like,
and follow a schedule.
Like I think the college is valuable because when I got out of school, while the fact that I didn't do any of that work for the first like 12 years of my career, I knew that I had something I could go prove to a company or someone that if I ever needed to fall back on it, I got this thing that, yo, I can do this. I've proven that I can at a high level, right? At a mastery level or a bachelor of science degree level, whatever. And I think that that's the value of a college degree. I tell all the kids I work with, whether it's the 100 Black Men, Chicago Scholars, all the mentees I have, yo, you need to have your own thing.
Yeah.
You need to have your own thing. Companies have literally called me out the blue and be like, yo, I'm sorry, Jeff, but you don't work here anymore. Like I had Atlas Medical that I was working for. I love that company. It got bought. The owner took a $40 million deal and was like, I'm out. Damn. And everybody that worked there, all 125 of us in Calabasas, all got let go in a day.
Damn.
Right. But I can't be mad
at the American way though.
At 40 million,
I'm taking that shit too.
Yeah.
So you kicking us off the show if you get the 40 million?
No, y'all gonna eat.
He fired us 5 times already.
Y'all gonna eat. Y'all gonna eat.
He fired us 5
that
times.
episode of Martin when the Romeo and Juliet homie. Yo, we want to take you nap. I can't go if my friends can't.
Exactly.
I was like, so I'm gonna go, but I'm gonna write something set. Y'all get it set because we need to get these coins. Like we need to get to the bag. Yeah. But I understand it, man, and that's the thing. Like I'll be like, yo, get your money.
Yeah.
So if somebody asked you, what do you do right now? July 5th, sorry, 2021. What would you tell them?
It's two things. So I own an art gallery where I feature.
I was hoping you said that. Okay,
I own an art gallery. I feature young Black talent. I'm very specific about.
Hold on. Black ownership. Hold on, man. Black
ownership. Excellence as well.
And the fact that like we're looking at your work on this side, what they can't see is that on the other side is another Black artist.
It's for young Black artists in here because I also recognize that like first they're better than me. Let me be very clear about that.
That's humble.
That's humble. You don't have, brother.
In my humble
opinion, one of you guys are modest.
But I also recognize that I have access to networks they don't. I can get people in here that will see their work
and put up.
They'll come for me because they know me, but they'll see their work. And that was the reason why I took the leap of faith to open this. And I also run a nonprofit that is a 25-year-old nonprofit that helps 5,000 first generation of low income students get to college, through college, and into jobs.
What's the name of it?
Chicago Scholars.
There you
Oh,
go.
damn it.
And that's what I do, man. I help people, man. At the core, everything that I do, I help folks put puzzles together. I'm really good at putting puzzles
That's dope.
together.
So that was a two-part question, though.
Yeah.
So when you are out and about and minding your business, and some lovely lady walks up and wants to talk to you, right? Which one are the ladies most impressed with? You tell them you own an art gallery or you own a?
That's a
Which
good
one
question.
do you
That's
use?
a great
Good question. Good question.
You
Good question.
got
Good
a
question.
couple of bags you can go in.
Yo, you know
You
what?
can reach
Yo.
in the left pocket, the back pocket, the side pocket.
Which one's most impressive? Which one
Honestly,
do you use? Which
it
one's most impressive?
depends on the woman. Like you could actually like pick because if like
Uh-oh.
one is more socially conscious, she loves Chicago Scholars.
Yeah.
But then if she's like a singer or anything like fashion,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I actually own an art gallery. I
Come
paint.
through. Come through.
Hey,
Hey, look.
You know what I hate? You know what I hate?
His monotone went down.
It's crazy. He already posted for the campaign poster. He already posted for the campaign poster. I hate it.
Yeah, I mean, and McKinney knows, like, I done ran for like local school council and I won that. I've been on these boards. Like, I mean, but it's not about like the thing that come from that. It's like my goal is really to help rebuild the Black community is in my lane.
Yeah.
Like there's multiple lanes, right?
Yeah, man.
We all have a lane, but my lane is really specific. It's like career and leadership development, like with kids, young people, not kids, but like young adults.
Young adults.
Facts,
Yes.
Young
man.
adults.
Facts, man.
And because I know brothers like y'all, I leverage all of that. All of these millions of folks that I threw parties for a long time. I threw parties in the city for like 13, 15 years. And I use all them relationships. I'm like, yo, you not a senior VP at CIBC. I got some young people that need a job.
That's good shit. That's
so
good
I put you on a list for 12 years. Now you can put my kids.
You know
12 years.
I'm gonna speak to that though, man, because I do. Again, I think me and you are similar in that way, right? Like I've had 100 million jobs. In fact, my first job out of college, I graduated with a bachelor's in communication, theater, and media. Doesn't mean
A whole bunch of
nothing.
nothing. Yeah.
Right. I did interview John Legend with that job, but
No,
anyway.
that's fine.
But the first job, I couldn't find like a career job out of college. This is 07, because it also took me 7 years to graduate, but that's their story.
Did you just mention John Legend?
But-
You want to sing John Legend too?
Partially.
He did.
But this dude, so I'm I'm at the point where I'm graduated. I'm ready to go. I can't find no career jobs. This dude got me a job as a bill collector at I ain't gonna say the name of the company because I don't rock with y'all like that. But
Shit was trash.
it was on Cumberland. I'm gonna just say that.
Okay.
And so for 3 months, and this goes to your question about like the skills or whatever.
Right.
The first month, hated it. Was super pissed that I was making $8.50 an hour, had to ride the train all the way out to Cumberland just to go do this job where I call people. I mean, it was times, bro, you call a lady who owed $300 to AT&T from 1999, bro. And she on SSI, you got to get all of, what do they call it? What was it called? FNC? The financial
statement, some bullshit.
It's called FNC. You had to get like, so even though they knew she wasn't gonna pay this bill, you had to go through all this. Anyway, I say all that to say, by the time I left, 3 months, I was there for 3 months. By the day I left, I was so happy to leave, but I promise you the skills that I learned in that job were skills that I didn't know I wanted, didn't know I needed, right? But I can still use today because you talk to 20, 30 people a day, and these are people that don't want to talk to you. They have zero benefit in talking to you. The people that lie to you, that say they're gonna pay the bill right now, the people that lie to you, say they can't pay the bill. Then you got the guy that can pay the bill, does pay the bill, and this dude's running like 6 construction companies and he's paying a $7,000 crediting bill or whatever. I'm saying all that to say that you working with students and this idea that you have to acquire skills. Whatever you do, acquire skills. Don't waste your time. You might not use this when students say stuff like, when am I going to need to know about why Gandhi did the hunger strike? You're not going to know. Nobody's going to ever ask you that. But you're going to learn a skill about what that position was in history and how you may or may not be able to use that same theory and philosophy in the world, man. Yeah, no, I think it's great, man. So let's go ahead and get into it. So you are the CEO at Chicago Scholars.
Hey. Black man CEO.
First black male. So break down what Chicago Scholars is like as an organization.
Yeah, so Chicago Scholars, man, at the core, we help first generation and low income students get to college, through college, and into careers. So, when we say first gen, that means you're the first in your family to go to college, and more often than not, the first in your family to work in any environment outside of the communities that we're raised in. I was first gen, so I was the first person in my family to go to college. The first really? Black male in my family to get a degree. Yeah, most people are often surprised by that.
I'm thrown off by that. Yeah,
people like, yo, you went to Marion and you went to Mizzou. Yeah, but my family's from Auburn Gresham. We're from 86 in Sangamon. My mom is from 7351 South Blackstone. Like, Southeast. She can fight too, huh? Southside. She still can. That's your buddy. Still.
Punch me in my ribs yesterday.
Punch me in my aunts, all of them. And that's what we give them: mentorship, counseling, and help them with all the things you don't know about school, man. Like I told somebody before I was rolling up here, I was on the phone. I told a friend, I said, I picked Mizzou because the weather was nice when I visited.
Nice.
And they gave me money.
You didn't know how racist
there you
it was
go.
down.
I didn't know none of that. I didn't know about the racism of the campus. I didn't look at the college that I was gonna go apply to. Like I literally picked because it was 7 degrees in March, and I knew it was cold as hell in Chicago. And a lot of students,
but they are our cousins though.
They are.
You know what I mean?
So, but how many of us like pick schools and stuff because it's cool? Because it's cool. Like I want to go to Howard because I know Howard's cool. I want to go to Morehouse because I know Morehouse is cool. Yeah. I want to go to whatever. And that's what Chicago Scholars does. We not just help like you see the cool parts of the school, but all the things that are a good fit for you. And then you get a mentor that is a person that like a group of people that will help you through those kind of critical transition points of going senior year to freshman in college, and then when you graduate.
Now, are you only grabbing students in their senior year, or are y'all dealing with them from freshman to
We get them at the end of their junior year. So you apply to be a Chicago Scholar at the end of your junior year of high school, and you get mentorship and counseling. On average, in Chicago, a student may get 1 hour of college counseling. Through Chicago Scholars, we provide
that ain't nothing.
Nothing.
Nah, bro.
13 and 15 hours at a minimum. Okay. At a minimum. So you get.
That's what you need, or that's what you suggest?
No, he's saying that's what they give them. 13 and 15 a week.
Like you depending on the student, you may need more. And we work with your parents. Yeah. Because if you think about it, man, like y'all
if you're a first generation graduate, your parents need this education too.
Yeah. Y'all all know the person that was super smart growing up in the hood who didn't go away.
He just needed a chance and didn't get that because his parents didn't know anything.
And his mom was like, you can't go away.
Because I need
she needed him. She needed him.
So we actually work through those. That's an emotional thing.
That's dope.
That wall?
That's dope.
That's a hell of a construct to break, though.
We have counselors that are trained to do that. Like that have been trained. That they know how to have that conversation to say, this is the best thing for your son or daughter's life. And then we work with them. Then we say, yo, we're not gonna let you go. When they go away, there's a network of support here for you. That's the biggest thing. Like they just want to feel support.
That shit sounds like when I got recruited. You know what I mean?
That's
like,
right.
That's really what it is, bro. On some hooping shit. Like, and Abasi, right? I'm sorry.
It's real.
If you feel left out of this conversation,
that's your best joke yet.
Whatever.
This basketball beef that we had for the last 17 episodes. That's your best run.
I'm saying I've been there. I've been there, right? So. The thing is to make the parents feel comfortable. Is that what it boils down to?
You got to sell the dream to the parents first. Not just sell the dream, but basketball recruiters do that. They'll sell the parents whatever they have to sell them to get the child. What you do is different though, because this is not selling the parents anything. It's explaining them a blueprint to a path to a better life, to options make everything better.
Look, man, y'all, I don't have kids. I know some of y'all have kids. Like if you have a child and somebody comes to you, somebody comes and say, yo, my son or daughter can join this program. They're gonna help them get the right money for school. School is gonna either be free or very low cost.
Ain't gonna be no high loans.
And you're gonna have an internship program, a program where my son or daughter is gonna have a job.
Because it's the
so you're gonna guarantee they have a job when they graduate. Everybody would sign up for that.
Yeah, man. Yeah. No, facts, man. My baby sister went to Northeastern.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I was very impressed about when she got there is her freshman year, they have I forget the name of the program, but basically she got a job. Her first advisor gives her a job. They didn't do basic requirements like algebra 101, chemistry 101. No, she did a round of interviews.
That's right.
She got hired. And the first job she had was in Cali.
That's it.
So she moved to California. She got paid.
Options.
She got paid. She got a salary to go and work for a tech company, right? And that was her semester. That was her grade.
That's cool as hell.
And then the next year, she went to New York, got a job. So by the time she graduated college, when it
She
was
was
time for her to
seasoned.
apply for
She was
jobs,
seasoned.
not just seasoned, but to his point,
Work
she had
travel,
job
diversity.
experience.
Yeah, all
And
that.
she had references from all of these
Yes,
companies
yes.
because of the network that was built. And so when her first job, bro, like you say, you was 31,000. Her first job out of the gate was like 78.
Yeah.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? But it's because of this network piece, and I want to get back to that in a second. But talk about the general numbers. Like, how long has the organization been around? How many students matriculate through it?
Yeah. So the
Matriculate.
organization's been around for 25 years.
Okay.
We currently have over 5,000 students we work with.
Nice.
We bring in 700.
5,000. All Chicago.
All Chicago.
Love it.
Our most recent class was 600 students that were brought in that are all first generation, low income, demonstrated leadership, high academic performers, meaning like these kids are dope, man.
They're figuring out a way to get through all the obstacles and still push their brain to the limit. Yeah.
Okay. And here's the crazy part about it. Like when you look at the students and like apples to apples, right? In CPS, without our support, students who like want to go to school, have all the same credentials, typically graduate at about a 40% clip.
Right.
With our support, our students graduated at 83%.
That's great, man.
Damn.
Clap that up.
God damn, boy, dropping jewels, man.
F to a B.
It's an F to a B.
Yeah.
Right. Hey.
F to a B.
F to a B.
To a B,
Real
bro.
talk. And again, it's because I have a staff that's dope. They're young, but they're hungry and they're helping find the right opportunities, man. I mean, like all of us know, like I was talking to somebody earlier, Carl West. We was talking about
Shout out
Shout out to Carl West,
bro.
It's your old ass song, man.
Legends.
The OG, triple OG.
The legends.
But we were talking about like the access to opportunity and what it means when you have the access to the right opportunities, right?
Yeah.
Like what y'all are doing right here, this is special, man. Like if someone came and said tomorrow, like I've got $1 million for you guys to do this. This is a national thing that goes global overnight. That doesn't happen for us often.
Right.
But when you have programs built that can provide that kind of infrastructure and support to help somebody achieve their dream, that's an important thing. And that's who we are. We were the organization that the NBA All-Star game chose, like Team LeBron. We were Team LeBron last year.
Oh,
hey.
Yeah, I do remember
Like,
that. I remember the big check.
The 400,000 when AD hit that
Yeah.
free throw.
Yeah.
That was Chicago Scholars.
LeBron, like this guy.
Team LeBron.
Once again, only on the
I was
corner.
laughing earlier. Y'all gonna hear like me laughing hard because when the LeBron thing came up, because I will admit, as a Derrick Rose and Chicago Bulls
One time,
diehard
me
fan,
too.
I was a LeBron hater.
Really?
I was.
I was never a hater, but
not a hater.
I wasn't
I just
exactly
didn't
like a
like him.
celebrator.
I didn't like him.
I wasn't a celebrator.
I didn't like him.
I was never.
You know why I didn't like him? Remember
from a
that one
basketball
game?
standpoint.
Remember that one game when the Bulls? It was like the closeout game for the playoffs. When we were up in that series, and then LeBron they came back and he was dancing on the sideline.
Yeah.
Like he was doing that whole little thing. That
He was
I
like,
was
yo.
so mad.
Yeah.
But I recognized that was very petty.
Yeah.
That was very small as a black man. We are better than this.
We're better than that. We understand the business now.
And when he came to Chicago for All-Star, he picked Chicago Scholars
Yeah, I
to
remember
be
that.
the team. Like, and I got to hang
That's
out
dope,
and I got
man.
to meet him. I got to talk to him and recognize where his heart is.
Yeah.
The
good
only
dude.
thing that I ever will do from here on out is root for LeBron. James.
He's a great dude, man.
I will root for him.
That's love.
I will root for not because what he did to my organization, but because of what he does
for
people
everybody, for
who are
community
us.
everywhere.
He
Yeah,
do.
exactly. He's like,
The put on king.
we had this conversation a couple times,
real.
man. In Chicago, Michael Jordan is king, period, point blank. But
Right.
when you compare Michael Jordan to LeBron off the court, there's no comparison.
No comparison.
LeBron is far surpassing anything.
And I
that
don't even
anybody's
get in
ever
that
done.
because I'm like, Mike did a lot. Mike did
Yeah.
a lot. Mike did a lot people don't see.
True, he wasn't about the social. he didn't have social
But
media.
you're right.
He didn't have
What
all that shit.
LeBron has done
Is way
is
more.
exponentially more. It's
Yeah.
it ain't even close.
And to be
Y'all
fair,
not gonna make me argue on this show.
but to
Y'all
be
know that,
fair,
right?
he,
Y'all not gonna make me argue this shit. Y'all
to
not
be
gonna do
fair,
that.
we know he followed Mike, and maybe
He
Mike
did.
was his inspiration. So, like, I'm not, obviously Mike is my man.
Jeff, I gotta ask you this. Coming off Father's Day,
Yeah.
how important was your father in your life?
Man, my dad is everything, bro.
You're a
My
junior.
dad, I'm a
You're
junior.
a junior. Yeah.
I love to hear that.
Look, man,
Love to hear that.
I'm I'm gonna try to have this conversation and get emotional.
No, I feel you. I feel you because it really brings tears to my eyes when
that
we
one,
talk about this shit. Yeah.
that man and my grandfather before him and my uncles. My dad is the baby in our family of his brothers.
Okay. How many?
My dad
Same
had
here.
3 brothers that were 19, 21, and 23 years older than him.
Damn.
My grandfather had my dad when he was 50.
Wow.
My grandmother passed before I was born. So like she died of breast cancer in 74 or 75.
I hate that C word, man.
It's bruh.
I hate that C word.
But my grandfather still like made sure that my dad had everything that he needed. And my uncles also, my dad was really smart. My dad is very smart. My dad, my friends call my dad Black MacGyver.
Okay.
My dad can come in here and be like, yo, yeah, he was a land administrator for ComEd for 20 years. He was one of the first Black like systems engineers for Xerox back in the day.
You gotta learn how to fix stuff on a daily basis.
Like the real full through cycle of this, the sister that hired my dad at Xerox, Mavis Liang, was the same sister that
That's an old school name.
The same sister that picked me to be part of the 4th impact class at the Urban League. She left Xerox and started running this program at the Urban League. And she's like, you're not Jeff, you're not the one I knew from back then. You're his son.
Right.
I hired him when he was a young guy. Wow. She changed the diagram, the whole paradigm of my family's life, bro. Wow. Like we grew up poor. I grew up
Urban
very
League
poor.
over on 45th in Michigan, right?
Michigan.
Yeah.
I grew up very poor, and I'm proud of that because my family has grown and built from like literally true poverty. Yeah. Right? Like my parents
from the mud for real.
My mom was 18 when she had me. My dad was 20 and he stuck around. Because a lot of people in that time didn't.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, that shit don't happen. It don't happen now.
My dad has taught me all of this. My dad taught me how to like draw. He taught me how to change brakes on cars. He taught me how to build computers. He taught me how to be a good Black man. He taught me that like to be a good Black man, it's not about asserting yourself in terms of like your actual like physical dominance. You can just do it in like your presence.
Exactly.
Being present.
Being present.
Just don't dip.
Just showing up.
Just don't dip out.
Just showing up through the bullshit. Like when it's hard, when it's not like, and my dad, man, now he's 65, he retired. And I still look to him. I call my dad all the time, man. I be like, yo, man, help me.
Hey, I told him on the podcast when we did the dads, man. Like, I'm literally still scared of my father.
Me too.
Right? You know what I'm saying? That's when you know you have a good father, though.
Yeah, I ain't scared of my dad.
And my dad didn't hit me. My dad didn't have to.
No, my dad didn't.
Because I knew that he was there.
Right. Now, I also told my dad in that same episode, I put hands on you. You know what I mean? Like, he can catch his hands.
We didn't believe that, though.
Yeah, we definitely did.
But what I'm saying is that
look at Dink over here going crazy.
Like, no. When a man as your father has that type of impact on you, that's love. That's really what it is. And that was my way of telling him I love him.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, period. You come in the building, what you want?
So we're gonna get to these art pieces. We got 2 that are visual, like, or visible, I should say, from the actual lane. So just describe, obviously we know the brother Chadwick. Much love, man. Oh, that's the wrong hand. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotta do stuff opposite. Right. We see the Chadwick piece, and I don't know if the letters are there, so we may have to read that out. Not of mine. And then we obviously have the portrait of the Obama family. So just describe these particular 2 pieces, since these are visual.
Man. The crazy part about this piece is that I started painting it before he passed away.
That's right.
My mom was actually having surgery at Mayo Clinic. My mom had a tumor. It's called an amioblastoma. It's like the most rare tumor you ever can get. Like,
really,
it grows and it's crazy. But she had to have her whole jaw replaced at Mayo. So we took her to Mayo. We're sitting in Mayo. I painted like my most popular piece, which is this Ruby Bridges piece, which is back here.
Yeah.
And then the other piece I painted while I was there was the Chadwick piece. When I got home on that Monday, he passed away. That was when the news dropped that he had died.
Yeah.
But I love Chadwick Boseman for what he represents.
How's your mom doing now?
She's great.
Okay, good.
She's doing much better.
For sure.
She's doing
Shout out,
good.
Queen.
She's getting stronger every day. Good. But this piece is called Kings Never Die, because after he passed away, I named it like for him. And even like his cousin, he has strong ties to Chicago. I don't know if you know.
No, we've been because he was here with I can't remember exactly who, but when he passed, everybody from Chicago started posting all these pictures with him. And I'm like, I didn't realize he had been in Chicago this much.
His grandparents are here. his cousin is here. Aaron Bozeman is here, who's a producer too. And Aaron was like, "Thank you for that." And I was like, "Man, I had already started painting it. I painted it because like what he represented for the kids that I took 195 kids to see Black Panther when it opened. Yeah, I raised money. I took kids. I rented Logan Square Theater, and I took them.
That's right. That's right by the crib. That's right by the crib.
I did because that's an easy one to rent. Like they do that, and so I did that because I'm like I wanted our kids to see visual representation of what it feels like to be kings and
in
queens.
a different neighborhood.
Superhero, not just even kings and queens. A superhero.
I like that because you took them to a area that's not known for
Black
have people look like us there.
And I tried to take them to our spots. It was too expensive.
Wasn't working.
Logan was like, "You can pay $9 a kid. We will get them popcorn, soda, and a ticket." I was like,
and you get a refill on that that popcorn and pop. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy over there. Like it's shout out to Logan.
So wait, so the quote says, this is his quote, I assume, right?
Yep.
It says, "Purpose is the essential element of you. It is the reason you are on the planet at this particular time in history."
Yeah.
That's dope, man. That's super dope. So what about the Obama piece over here?
I love that picture.
The Obama piece was actually I painted all of these like back to back to back. So the Chadwick, the Obama
you were
piece,
heavily inspired.
and this other piece
COVID,
over here.
bro. He was
it was COVID, man. It was like,
bro, he was doing like 2 pieces a day on Instagram, bro. I was watching beginning to end piece on Instagram.
I had nothing
every
to do.
day.
I was like, I'll be in the house. Like I this is the only thing that I have. Like, right. So, but then the Obama piece was like a commission for a couple. And they were like, "Yo, this represents who we feel like we want to be." And that piece is called Relationship Goals. Cause I'm like, yo,
love it.
If Barack and Michelle ain't relationship goals, I don't know what are.
I love it. Don't do it. Don't do it. You already teased
We're not gonna do it.
Teased it. Don't do it. I know you was about to go, bro.
Hey, Chicago.
he tried to get the early.
Can I do my voice announcement? Hi, Chicago. I'm Jeff Beckham. We've got something coming for you. Just wait. Because McKinney and I have something that is phenomenal and extravagant coming for all of you in Chicago, especially you young ladies who believe that you have found or you're looking for your husband. Just wait. We wore these.
They have no kids. They have no kids
on purpose because you all are not ready for what we're going to bring.
Yep.
I'll keep it at that.
Wait, he's not going to get his only. Hold on, now it's my turn.
Telemundo.
There are several things that are abreast in the Black community when we talk about relationships, and what we really want to, what my personal version of what we need to think about is how to strengthen relationships, how to identify the positive in the man and the woman, how to bring the balance, right? How to go strong. So yes, you will soon find that, Jeff and I maybe.
What just happened?
I don't know.
We can't announce it,
it's like comment. One day it'll all make sense.
Great album.
Really good album.
Was not on your top 10. Was not on your top 10.
I think B is better than
neither one of y'all.
I think B is better.
Neither one of y'all.
I think B is better, bro. And to me, it's not close.
Actually, now that we there, what's your top 5 Chicago hip hop albums?
You don't have to rank them. Just name 5.
Top 5 Chicago hip hop albums. Okay, I won't rank them. I'm just gonna name them: Twista, Kamikaze.
Which one? Oh, Kamikaze.
Kamikaze. Yeah. I'm gonna go Kamikaze. Crucial Conflict.
That was on everybody's
list. Do or Die.
That was in our top 10.
Yeah, Common. One Day It All Makes Sense. And let's go. Chance. I'm gonna put Chance.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
I'm gonna put Magic
3
Coloring Book in my top 5.
It was dope. Okay.
Okay.
I need him to do something else though. Like I love saying, I'm like, Chance, you need to make some more music, bro. Like,
yo, man, right now, I think Chance gonna run for mayor, bro.
He should.
I really think he's gonna run for mayor. And I
given
think,
his pedigree, it wouldn't surprise me.
No, but to be honest though, to be very honest, what you have to think about, we're 40,
right?
We are looking at politics in the way that politics has been going. He said U40. The way that politics has been framed for our previous life, right? This is about to change.
We're open-minded brothers, though, dog.
But it's about to change. What I'm saying is that the new voting block
restrictions
is a chance.
It's different
block. It's not we're gonna vote for the Democrat because my mom was a Democrat. They don't give a shit about it.
Did you do that,
bro? Me?
Yeah.
I mean, somewhat initially when the
But
first
in the
president I
now,
got to vote for was Clinton. I voted for Clinton because everybody hated Bush, the first Bush.
But the Bush, they hated him for a good reason, though.
I mean, I don't know
Clinton
that.
wasn't better.
I didn't study the politics is what I'm
He
saying. I was
wasn't
18
better, though.
years old. What I'm saying is that if Chance runs for mayor, and not to mention his dad used to be chief of staff for
We
Ron
vote
Emanuel.
him because he can rap and he's creative?
No, his dad
Because he
used to
donated
be
to public
chief of
schools?
staff. I'm telling you
We're
the
not voting
answer
for
to the
his
question
dad,
that you
though.
Shout out to
you got
Ken.
answered.
Shout out
I'm
to
listening
Ken.
to you.
Ken Bennett's a cool ass dude, bro.
Absolutely.
Like,
Absolutely.
And you know his dad? His dad's a cool dude, man.
What would he sell to the people he wants to? What would he sell as his? What's his selling point?
So this is a good question
It
because
is.
I'm gonna ask you the same question. What was Donald Trump's selling point other than being white?
I didn't vote for him.
No, we
Well,
didn't.
yeah, but
Chance is
somebody
white.
did.
We wouldn't. But his
Who's gonna
constituents,
beat him?
the people that he needed to vote for him. Chance can run right now, man, and probably win. Like if Amara Enya, who I grew up with Amara.
Yeah.
Okay.
I grew up with the Enyas. Like they're wonderful people. I call them they're the Royal Tenenbaums for real. Like everybody in her family is superstars. But like Amara is not really a compelling candidate. Like I'm saying this on the podcast. So I love you, Amara.
Number one podcast in
But we're
Chicago.
talking just about the
Number one
youth. But we're
Chicago.
talking about how the youth respond to
really
politics.
Bring
It's very
people
different.
out in full mass,
Yeah.
right? Amara's brilliant. She does all these things. But if a Chance ran, he gets that Amara energy with all of this other.
Because he endorsed her, didn't he?
Yeah,
When
he
she
did.
ran for-
He was
yeah.
running, and his dad didn't.
Yeah, right. That's
He gets the
crazy.
best of both worlds. And what does he run on the strength of? I mean, man, look, you ain't got to run on the strength of too much to win in politics these days other than
That's true.
popularity.
This is true.
Can you
Facts.
raise
That's
money?
true.
Chance can raise money.
Facts.
Michael Sachs the right chance to check.
And he's authentic.
And he is.
He's
And he don't
authentic,
care.
man. Chance has never
Well,
been
you
a
guys are
different
talking from a point
person.
where y'all know him. I mean,
I don't know him. I ain't gonna say
don't
that.
know him is what I'm saying.
I know his dad. I know
Right.
Taylor.
I mean, connect.
Yeah,
I
I
know
know.
his family.
I know
Such
the
degrees of
family.
separation. Yes,
Right.
you know what I'm saying. You guys know to a degree.
I just know that when you see him, he's the same guy every time.
That's
and in
right.
politics,
That matters.
and in the history of politics,
That matters.
It's always like, I'm gonna put on a face for this Iowa.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put on a
which
face
is
for
why I don't do
Ohio.
politics.
That doesn't
I'm
work
gonna say
anymore.
that, and that's not Chance. Chance comes with the same
a good point,
message
too.
every rip, and it
politics
doesn't
has
work
changed.
anymore.
It doesn't work
Poli-
anymore.
and,
That's right.
and it's gonna change because we're gonna get old and die.
Right.
And these kids,
I ain't never died, fam.
Yeah,
Oh,
fuck you, man. I ain't never
The
died.
fuck you mean, Joe?
Nah, I'm here for a lifetime.
Okay, all right.
Bless you, bless you.
Hey, but you're right, man. Like Chance is a leader in the city, has an opportunity to do things like that hasn't been done here before, and he's been doing it already. Like
Exactly.
he's pushed. Look, man, this is what y'all doing right now. Look, I ain't even trying to be out here on some like marketing mass stuff, but y'all are doing something different right now in this space of media and culture and bringing people in to have authentic conversation.
I appreciate
Chicago
that.
ain't ever been about authentic conversation.
real.
Right.
We've been about like
It's
what
quiet.
politics.
It's behind the
It's
scenes.
all politics.
It's behind the
all
scenes. Yeah,
politics.
it's all in the
behind
cut. It's like you
scenes.
talk about it, but nobody else.
We
you don't tell
had a
nobody else.
conversation off camera.
Right.
Y'all bringing a conversation that happened off camera,
Yeah.
on camera,
Yeah.
and that's important, man. Like that doesn't happen a lot.
Can I ask McKinney a question real quick?
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Of course.
Bro, I don't give a fuck about
So,
relationships, man.
do we have 10 minutes?
Let's do it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
okay,
What
10
time-
minutes.
Let's have these real
We
conversations.
out here.
I do honestly want to get Jeff's input on the one topic we suggested,
Censorship.
I forgot what that
the
was.
censorship conversation.
Oh, I'm always here for censorship.
Very first time that was actually
Hey, take his cup, bro.
I just want to
Take his cup, bro. You know,
the energy's so real right
He
now,
cooked.
man.
He
Why
cooked.
not? You know, and we are 4 educated brothers on the show with 1 educated brother off the show right now. You know what I'm saying? Sitting to the side just in case, I get injured, somebody pull a hammy. He
just called
Bring
you a
him in.
bench player,
Bring him
bro.
in. Bring him in. He's
He's
sitting on the bench. He's sitting on the bench, man. It's natural for
I
him.
called you Lou Will.
Lou Will Cole, though.
Lou
Lou
Will
Will got 2 girlfriends. No, he went to one. He went to one.
He did go to one.
He said,
Okay.
"Oh, I needed one good woman."
I'm gonna read the question.
Oh, it's so many
McKinney
small
can further
jokes.
it. Okay.
Yep.
I'm gonna read the question again the way it was posted in our very popular Facebook group called the Corner Convo podcast page. The question reads as such. It's about our guy Keith Archie. My guy Keith Archie. I remember Keith Archie. Okay. He also played basketball. He's a father. He's a girl dad. He has a small child. Just to give a little preface to it.
Okay.
Boobs can't be shown on network TV, but homosexual acts can. All right. What's the use of the ratings if it only applies to certain things? I'm gonna hand it over.
Oh,
to you,
you want me to now?
Because
okay,
what you said earlier,
so when he sent this to us, my question was, I feel like this particular question has kind of a limited scope of answering, right? So what we broadened it to say that this is about censorship,
right?
And what I remember, at least about being in the 90s, like we didn't have Spotify, we didn't have Tidal, we didn't have none of that, right? We had WGCI and we didn't even have Power 92 back then, actually.
Right.
We only had WGCI, right?
Yeah.
It was Mike Love and
Mike Love
and
Ghetto Boy Radio.
Right? Shout out to Mike Love.
Ghetto Boy Radio come on?
Huh?
What did Ghetto Boy Radio come on? You remember that Ghetto Boy Radio?
That was one of them random 96 point. That was like
it was what Pink House was.
That was bright. It was
good call.
It was broad. Oh,
96.3.
No, but that was later. That was later. Yeah, it was
92.3. 92.3.
No. There was a
92.3, bro.
before 92, before Power 92. There was a black.
Because
I'm right.
106. There was a black.
What was it?
station.
106.3?
No,
the Jams.
It might have been 106. No, that was the old school joint.
Okay.
That was the V103 cutoff. Anyway, the point is,
we sound crazy.
The point is, early 90s was you couldn't say, okay, again. The words I'm about to say do not represent the organization that I work for. They do not.
Y'all not really ready to have these conversations.
Okay. Yeah, well, I don't know where you got that from, but that was a lot of deep dive.
Because I'm waiting for you to go there.
You couldn't say profane words, right? So I sent this to y'all. The FCC is the regulation entity that says there's 3 levels. It's obscene, which is way out the box.
Yeah.
It's what was the second one? See,
Because there we go. That's what happens. You don't send
indecent.
This is no 20, y'all. Just so y'all know.
Second level is indecent, and then profane. So obscene is something. I'm not going to read it all because it's just too much. Yeah, but the point is,
Telemundo.
Point of this conversation is that we saw Barbara Bush try and say to 2 Live Crew, you can't put this album out because it's very explicit, which it was. Like, let's not be crazy and
very
disagree that
for that time.
Like, now it's the standard.
That's like a Jasmine Sullivan song,
bro.
Right
not even Jasmine Sullivan.
Album of the year, Jasmine. Let me be clear. Album of the year.
It is a good album.
Her and her. No pun intended.
Her and her.
Her and J. Cole are running for me for album of the year.
But here's the thing.
Price tags.
And Jeff, I know you can. I know you can hear me on this, right? I was called to do a DJ gig for a high school event.
Okay.
And I told the people, I said, well, listen, I'll do that, but I need you to understand, I'm playing all 60s, 70s soul music. Yeah. Like, I'm not playing none of this new music, right? And they were like,
good job.
Well, but it's for the kids. They're about to graduate. I said, that's cool. So if you want to play the music that they want, because that's fair. I shouldn't be in the way of your celebration.
Right.
But I ethically don't agree with playing songs about shooting up a bunch of kids in Chicago for a bunch of kids in Chicago, right?
About spot them if you got them.
Just all of them. This was their response. No, this was their response. They were like, well, just play the clean version. I said, here's the problem with the clean version.
Song.
They know the words. So as much as the bleep or the space is going to be there, they're going to collectively sing all the words
that happen in the regular version of the track.
And the context of the message is the same.
I think it's important if you can control that as you did, right?
But that's his question. His question is, when we talk about censorship, we are now at a place where the music is basically uncensored. You really, as long as you don't say the most inflammatory statement against any race or inflammatory statement against any kind of gender, sexuality, you can pretty much say anything as long as it's not in those 2 places.
Right. So just beep out whatever the bad word is in the track.
So in working, which they already know the words.
And we know the words. We all know the words. We know it. We be in the car. I'll be like, are we really playing WAP on?
Exactly.
Love that song, by the way. I love that song. Love it.
And one of the FCC regulations, is that between 6 a.m. and 10 p.m., you can't play sexually explicit something or another. Like, the wording they use is amazing. But anyway, here's the question. The question is,
shout out to y'all attorney.
How do you navigate? I mean, again, me and you are not fathers. We're soon to be. Like, not. Yeah, okay.
You put out King too?
What's up?
Oh yeah, I'm not.
Yeah.
But we're soon to be.
No, there's no babies coming.
What's going on right now, yo? Hold on, yo. What the fuck going on right now?
Y'all not really ready to have these conversations.
I have a nephew. He's 15.
I meant soon to be because we want to be.
I want to be.
We want to be.
I need some clarity. Dig you
fathers.
out. Yeah, dig us out. Dig us out, man.
What I was saying is this. So how do we, given this current climate of non-censorship in some way, what do you expect over by the time you and I do have children with other women? Let's make that clear. By the time we do have children, what do you expect the censorship kind of conversation to be? And how are you going to manage that? Because we know we can't control it no more. It's everywhere.
It's a near impossible question to answer because we don't know what like the rules will be and what policies will be in place to actually administer that, right? Like, you know, it's tough, man. I mean, I know with my nephew who's 15, we have to have very real conversations about what he's hearing on the radio, what he's seeing on YouTube, what he's experiencing, because even though the radio may not play the whatever version, right? He knows I can go to YouTube, Uncle, and I can play the whole song. Like I'm good.
I'm glad you went there. I'm glad you went there.
All the other words are still leading up to. All you did was bleep out the curse word.
Whatever. Like, and my friends gonna play it for me, and my whatever. Like, it's what y'all were talking about earlier. Like, yeah, the radio may stop it, but the world doesn't.
They don't.
So we have to, as parents, as adults, have to have those conversations to help kids understand what this is, what this means, this over hyper sexualized culture, what that means from a mental standpoint. It's a lot, man. It's a lot.
And they get it at 5.
I stopped relying on
cartoons everywhere.
Like I don't think I ever, as an adult, relied on the government to do anything to regulate what intake or kind of content that I bring into myself or the people around me that I mentor or in my family, because they can't. Yeah, they it's impossible. And I think that the challenge that we have is that as a culture, like our people continue to produce this stuff. We're making it.
Say it.
We're the ones
making this.
Everybody's copying it, but
they're making the bread.
And they're making the money. You
open the door to another conversation too, man. I'm gonna leave it for another day, man. I can go down this rabbit hole for hours. I can sit down the rabbit hole. But when this question first popped up on the page, it shows you how trained people's minds are. Yeah. People said, and this is not that at all. People said, "Oh, why are you homophobic?" I'm looking like, what about this question is homophobic?
It's about censorship. It's not about one specific. I mean, the way they phrased the question was about it wasn't the question. It was the comments after. People started making it about that.
They looked at the question and said, we can play devil's advocate to that. Okay, we've been showing heterosexual couples kiss for years. Right. So if you say gay couple kiss, okay, so what? Right. Like, eat apples to apples. But like,
what about when Harry Belafonte could not kiss a white woman on camera?
Exactly.
Right.
That's a good point. But
that was taboo.
That was
taboo. You know what I'm
saying? People were saying there was no outcry when heterosexuals were kissing on TV. Yes, there were, because religion and churches have always been against it. Unless y'all got amnesia, shut the fuck up. Right. People have always complained about side boobs on TV, people kissing on TV, fake sex things on TV.
Always.
Everybody wants to fake care and be fake all-inclusive now in this culture we're in. And I get it, you know, everybody deserves love, deserves a chance, and deserves their respect, you know what I'm saying? But don't put on your cap and your cape. You know what I'm saying? When a hot topic comes on TV, bro, don't fucking do that, man. Be real and be fucking you.
I love that. I love that.
Y'all ain't gonna hit none of that.
Oh, damn. I fucking mic up. My bad. So,
that boy's he's pod now.
I add one more point to that. What's interesting is that what they will censor is this type of.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep.
Right? Like, I got a real story. Facebook.
Let's hear it.
Facebook will not let me do ads for the piece on my t-shirt. Yes.
Really?
They will not let me.
I'm buying this piece.
Not let me run an ad for anything.
How much them shirts?
Like they're like $20.
Yeah, I'm supporting it already.
They will not let me run an ad for them because they said that it's a political category. So when the election happened, Facebook actually stopped allowing you to do anything that was socially conscious or political. They then they shut it down for like months
because they were scared of
riots. And then they wouldn't even let you do it after the election, after January 6th.
And then I just saw Zuckerberg goof ass.
He's still alive.
Surfing with the American flag. He was proud.
I mean, I don't care about Zuckerberg.
But because it's Facebook.
But Facebook had this whole thing that they were like, you cannot run an ad that is racially conscious, socially conscious. So like you can run.
But you're saying it was after January 6th. Or you saying was it in some reply to the insurrection shit?
They stopped businesses for doing it in October. So if you had an ad, anything that was racially conscious, Facebook said you cannot do it. You can't. They shut it down completely.
But they didn't shut it down for the people that tore down the Capitol.
No,
they
you know
did.
why though?
They did for everybody.
Okay.
They did.
After a while though, it was like this. I think I heard what you were saying, but Zuckerberg was a outright supporter of the previous president. You know what I'm saying? So when you spoke out against him and made posts
That's
against
because
him,
it made his
that shit
platform
got blocked,
super popular.
all that
Right.
shit, you know what I'm saying? And then we tried to display something different to what he agreed with and what the other guy was saying.
No, hold on. There's one very specific caveat that you have to say. Social media had zero place in politics until Obama became a candidate.
That's right.
Yes. Zuckerberg had
Obama.
everything to gain because the first president that ever used social media was Obama.
That's right.
He had so much of an audience and a market share to gain. So it had. I don't know Mark Zuckerberg.
I do.
I don't assume that he cares about us like that.
Right.
I assume that he cares about growing that business.
That's right.
And that no president has ever had a social media platform. He was the first Black president and used that platform. Like he had a huge upside to say pro Obama. Who knows what the fuck he really thinks? That's not my personal.
He wasn't saying pro Obama though.
He did.
Oh, he did.
I missed a
He
lot of that.
supported it. He supported the
He
whole
supported
platform.
Obama, then he supported the next guy too, huh? This guy's good.
Well, no, he didn't support Trump.
Look,
like
man,
that.
You couldn't put certain. Go ahead.
Mark Zuckerberg, Jack Dorsey, take your
Twitter,
pick. Right? Twitter, Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
They don't care about anything.
Who
but
just
they
stepped
don't.
bread, bro.
Who just stepped
Get
down?
this bread, bro.
It's
Which,
about green,
which we
bro.
talked about 5 episodes ago. And I was like, man, like, what do y'all think
Hey,
about
we're
that?
gonna
Something
find
coming.
out, like even that, like Bill Gates.
Yeah.
They didn't step down because they wanted to step down.
Exactly.
Yeah,
This is what I was trying to tell him.
Yes.
There's more to those stories.
Yes.
We're gonna find out.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we may never find out because their wives got paid. Everybody around them gets paid. You get them checks, them a different check.
They come a bit. You gotta be quiet when you get that
Them
money.
ain't even
though.
checks.
You have to
Those
shut the
are
fuck up.
those
when you
are
get
wires.
Those wires.
Those are
to multiple accounts.
Mackenzie Bezos is out here spending like billions of dollars, giving them to nonprofit organizations to help them change the world.
Yeah.
Because she can.
Yeah.
And she's sitting on
She got another $3 billion chilling.
30 billion.
That man stepped down and he was worth $563 million. Billion. Yeah.
Again,
his wife got
again.
And
when,
he didn't even trip. You know why he didn't trip? Because he's like, spend a check, get it right back.
yeah.
When
you
I'm
have
gonna be the first trillionaire. He
yes,
knows that.
when you have real money, it brings real power.
It does.
Like that's the real thing. That's why I asked y'all on that show, what do y'all think about Jeff Bezos stepping down?
Right.
I mean, he got other things to do, man.
He actually I'm taking a trip to the moon. That's
He
okay.
like,
Right.
he like, yo, I'm still gonna.
You can't interview me
step
no
down
more.
as CEO.
Yeah.
I just don't get my CEO salary.
And the point
That's
is, you're
it.
not
I
going
am
to call
still
That's
the
it. That's
primary shareholder of
Yeah.
Amazon.
And not
Right.
only that, not only
I
that.
have 63% of Amazon shares.
Hello.
Every dollar Amazon will make, you can put a trained monkey up there now, and that person can make
Yep.
that shit happen.
Not a trained
You
monkey,
know,
though.
like, for real, it's just somebody to be a figurehead to speak out when Amazon does something
need
that's jacked up.
Yeah.
I'm going to close it out with this question because it actually brings this
Go
is
ahead,
a
'cause
really
I-
interesting point.
You the A mic now.
Also, ratings don't mean nothing, y'all. Just so you know.
As a CEO,
Yeah.
a lot of people run around, you know, they start a Facebook business. I'm the CEO of Jack's 35th Street
Yeah.
Gyros. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I like that.
But you're a real CEO. What is the role of a CEO, and what is some of that experience
Great
that
question.
particularly
No, that's a great.
it's
that's a
like
great
when we
Say it again.
as young, like being a CEO. A lot of people around here, I'm CEO of Ruthless Record. Well, not
Yeah.
Ruthless, that was a real record label, but like, you know, Rock now.
Toothless,
Rockefeller-
Toothless,
Rock-
Toothless.
I don't know fake record labels, bro. I don't know fake record labels. I only know real record labels.
Rockets,
Right.
LaFace,
35th Street.
all these are real. McKinney Records.
Right.
McKinney Records.
African Genius Records.
Oh, that's gonna be real as hell.
African Genius Records. That's probably a record label.
Yeah, it's definitely real.
That's
It's
probably
definitely
real.
real. But no, I'm just saying, like, so what does that really encompass, man?
Yeah.
People say that they use that term because it makes them feel all bossy, but you really do it, bro.
Yeah.
You really do it for an organization. Like you said, it's 25 years in, 5,000 students, very specific mission, very well known. There's
Big
a lot of
budget.
people that came through that program that are doing great things
Yeah.
in the world. So what does CEO really mean? Because I think there's a lot of young brothers, young sisters that love the way it sounds and have no idea what the work is.
The
Yeah.
business part.
My job is to set the strategic vision and then write the plan. So like if I say, which I recently have, I said that we in Chicago, we want to make sure that we are serving the full addressable market of every kid that wants to go to college. That is about 4,000 kids every year. So 11,000 kids enter as a high school junior every year that meet our criteria. About 4,000 to 5,000 of them like have all the things. They got the GPA. They want to go to school. We bring in 600. So I put a letter out. I said, I want to make sure we bring in 5,000 within 10 years.
Yeah.
That's what a CEO does. It's like, now the how we get there, like I help figure that out with my team, with the funders, the people that write the checks for me. But like the CEO says, puts the flag in the sand to say, this is what we're going to do.
This is the goal, no matter what.
You put all the things behind it, and then it's my job to build the relationships to make it happen.
Got it.
The other part of my job is relationship building. So like I'm meeting with all of the funders, the people in the city doing similar work to make sure that like we're connected in the right areas at the right time.
That you're in the conversation.
Jonathan Swain, Lincoln Olympic Scholars.
Yes.
Shane Evans Academy Group.
Yes.
Like I'm meeting with, and I'll be real, I'm meeting with the brothers first. Because we knew each other before we got in these roles.
And y'all was doing that. All of y'all just started that 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, we were out in the clubs hanging out. And so because we trust each other, we know we can work together, and we're figuring out how we can level up and scale what we do. Like every Link student should be a Chicago Scholar.
Facts.
Yeah. Every Academy Group student should be a Chicago Scholar.
It makes sense.
Every one of our students that fit their program criteria should be one of their students too.
Yeah.
Like we shouldn't even have to think about it.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what we're doing now. And that's what a CEO does. It's like, we're going to put the flag in the sand, and we're going to say that from a policy perspective, any policy that is against or not supportive of our students, we're going after that too.
Yeah.
So I write op-eds to talk to the mayor. Hey, mayor, like, I see what you're doing, but you hurting students that are trying to go to school. Like, not that she has been.
Right.
No, but in that particular
that is
instance,
the role
yeah,
of what I need to do when I see those things happen.
Right.
Makes sense. And that's what we do every day.
I love that, man. I love that. Fucking Jeff Beckham, goddamn.
Yeah, man, we could do this.
Goddamn, like
clearly,
great energy.
Yeah.
Great energy. Lots of
listen here, brother. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for inviting us to the compound.
Absolutely.
Our work is for fucking sale. You know what I'm saying?
You got a whole goddamn button you can use right there.
No, I'm talking. I'm talking right now.
This motherfucker.
Right. Look, we are officially getting signed, man. We're trying to work out who's going to be the background singer, who's going to be the A mic, who's going to be the lead singer. Jeff Beckham right now is the forerunner. You trying to knock me off my spot. I don't really know how I feel about that.
Why are you talking like that?
I'm trying to get sexy and shit.
Yeah.
B103.
He got the XO on the shirt.
Did you watch the Keith Sweat Bobby Brown versus?
Like if y'all was competing on who had the best shirt,
Come on, wins.
he won today.
Oh, I won.
Your shirt's dope. Your shirt's
I'm
dope.
gonna buy one of those shirts right now. So
And the
I'm
Taco Bell shirt's dope too. Like
So
the
look,
Taco
XO
Bell shirt is trash. It's
Nah,
just
that's
hilarious.
look.
I like Taco Bell.
It's episode 54. It's the corner combo, man.
A corner.
You know what I mean?
Wait. I feel like we gotta let Jake take us out with a different song.
Oh, y'all want to do that?
I feel like he got a song.
Nah, man, I'm good. We good. We all right.